What is going on, everyone out there? Welcome back to another live stream with your guys over at Planet Fanatics. Of course, I am your host, Deshaun, and I'm joined by my brilliant co-host, Trey and Kellen, and we are going to be here with you guys to talk about some of the wacky shit that's gone on this week, starting with Ezra Miller. We are definitely going to get into that one. We're going to get into Will Smith's return. We're going to get into TSAM3. We're going to get into some of the... We're going to have some we're going to have some topics that aren't going to be main topics that we are going to briefly go over with you guys. I'm excited to be here, as always. I'm excited every Sunday to be here because I enjoy being here with all of you. You guys make this so fun and so worth it throughout the week. But we're going to start our week off again. Trey, anything crazy this week happened to you? How was your week? Anything abnormal, or was it just one of those weeks where you're like, fuck yeah, I had a great week?
It was a good week. Normal stuff, worked, waiting for this baby to get here. It's almost here. And we have a beautiful daughter. It'll be great. Mm-hmm. But I will say there is something I came here prepared to talk about, like last week. So my wife and I decided to start watching a show that has been blowing up all over the internet, filling up my entire feed. This Dahmer show on Netflix.
I've heard a lot about it.
Now we've been friends. How long you known me for?
Oh gosh, I've known you since second grade, third grade.
Most of our lives, right? Yeah. I feel like we've gotten close over this last year that we've been doing this show, and I know that you're a fan of certain seasons of American Horror Story.
Evan Peters is amazing.
And no, the writer for this is.
Oh, really?
What's his name? Fuck.
I know who you're talking about.
I
can't think of his name.
Story.
Yeah, I know.
Ryan.
Oh gosh.
I keep wanting to say Coogler, and it's not Coogler.
No, God. I know who you're saying. I know who you're talking about.
Right. So the creator of American Horror Story, he's a writer on it. Evan Peters is on it. But I have something I gotta say about this show. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all people on the internet are fucking soft.
Oh, I have.
I just gotta make that clear right now. I go into this show with all these people on my newsfeed, don't watch this show. My soul felt possessed. The devil came into my room and had an orgasm on my floor.
I have seen those, kind of stuff and out there. I thought that same shit.
Bro.
I was like, what is going on?
Bro, this is like... It was
no, this is real. These are real.
I haven't heard anything except it being good.
I can't... It was just posted here, so it was a real person. And we're talking about I had to turn it off 30 seconds into the first episode because I couldn't... Yeah, no, y'all are fucking... You gotta calm the fuck down. It is not that... Because I go in with this mindset, and like, I come from and this is not a bragging sense. I'm not trying to... I come from the age and the generation of unfiltered internet access, right? And that's not a good thing. I come from there when there are movies when people said, don't watch this movie. Yeah. Fucking Cannibal Holocaust, a Serbian film. Fucking, The House That Jack Built. I can go on... Or movies I will never watch again, and I really don't think anyone should ever watch. Right? They're fucked up. They're terrible. It's bad. So when I get those warnings, I go in like, oh, this is some shit. All week it's built up, and people being like, whole groups are against this movie, and normally it's just the internet talk. It's the bots and the pages and shit drumming up hype. Then I got real friends of mine, real motherfuckers. Oh my god, I have to watch it in parts because it's so fucking dark.
I have seen these. These are real, bro.
And
like,
Evan
this
Peters
is real.
Needs therapy after this.
I gotta get on
not
Twitter or
that
something.
fucking dark. It's not that...
it's a real story. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, that is the difference that I will say, yes, to the victims of what happened to Dahmer, right, or what happened with Dahmer, right? And Jeffrey Dahmer himself, I'm not one of those people that idolizes serial killers. I think it's fucking creepy, right? Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that. But I'm just saying, the story of Jeffrey Dahmer and the shit he did is very, very dark and it's very sad. But, like, man, this show ain't that serious. It's not that... It's like people who told me Midsommar was, like, the best horror film ever made. And so I watch it, and there's literally an hour and 50 fucking minutes of nothing. An old man jumps off a rock one time.
Well, here's the thing. I saw the not the interview. I saw the side by side of the real clip from one of the victims in the court. I forget her name. And the actress playing her in the show, and how it was, verbatim. It was like it was. But here's the thing. These are, like you said, these are real stories. I have seen people out there saying, why are we glorifying serial killers? Why do we keep giving them films, giving them, making this popular, making them... Well, it's history. And I feel like, for me, I like to be educated. I love these type of biographies. I love these. Why? Even if it's just like a Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody biopic, or it's one of the. I love these because they are fascinating. These are real stories. Some of this shit really happened.
Right, and
so it's
and they do a good job with this one now because I just wanted to first hit the internet and say y'all need to fucking calm down. It's not like the show ain't that dark. It's not that scary. It's not that bad. But on the other hand, with the biopics and with how that operates. I like this better, and it was done amazingly. I was shitting on the internet. I'm saying the show was done very, very well, like you said. It goes great in with the victims. It's great in shot by shot. Some things are a little different. That's film. That's how life works, right? But I like this better because there was the one they did with old Zac Efron, where he played
gosh, why is this?
Fuck! The one who...
Serial killer.
I forget.
Jumped out of the window. Anyway.
It was almost
that movie they picked, and they made him look super attractive, which some women were very attracted to him when that was going. But it was like, it made him seem cool, and it made him seem like, oh, this is he's a twisted murderer, right? And Dahmer, from the jump in this, at certain scenes, I really couldn't tell it was Evan Peters. He's weird. He's different, and so they're not glorifying this, right? And I think there was
Ted fucking
there was an interview with one of the writer from American Horror Story. He talked with Evan Peters, and the conversation's been released that he said there's one rule in this whole thing. This is not about Dahmer. It's about the victims. It's their point of view, their perspectives, what they go through, right?
Right.
And this show does a very good job on a very real thing of what let Dahmer do this for so long and get away with, because they were fucking calling him. His neighbors, like the police were alerted to the smells, to the screams, to the tools. It was a real poor black apartment. The cops didn't want to fuck with it, and it was gay men. They didn't want to fuck with it. Like literally, in the first episode, I couldn't help but laugh, and this fucked up for me. But when the cops are looking through, because it starts with him getting caught. And the cops are looking through his apartment, and they find pictures. And they're like, what is this? And he goes, this is some gay shit. He literally keeps saying, he's like, there's a bunch of gay stuff in that room. I wouldn't go in there. Yeah. And that's how, but like that worked for him. Just simply saying that. That's the stigma of the time, right? Where there's, one of his neighbors is a black woman who's been saying something about this. They weren't listening to her. It's a poor black neighborhood. Right. They didn't care.
That stigma still goes on today.
It's very well filmed. Very good show. I just think some of y'all people on the internet gotta really chill out a little bit on your.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I said, these are real stories. Like the
Netflix biopic that they that they did for When They See Us. That one's hard to watch. That one is very difficult for me to watch. I've only seen it once, and I don't know if I would watch it again. But not to say that it was bad. It's just difficult to watch. These are because it's real stories. These are people that are still, living today.
Right, but I just mean
the ones that were not victims that were murdered.
It's the conversation, though, right? Because the way it was presented to me, just from reading these comments, I'm not seeing a lot of people being like, this is hard for me because it's like you just said, because this is real people. This hits home for me because this, that, or the other, right? All I'm seeing is literally people being like, I turned it off because the devil came through.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen. Like I said,
I didn't entertain those. I didn't even entertain those. I saw so many of those, but I mean, it's what it is.
It was just funny to me because it's like normally bots that post that kind of shit, right? It's bots that'll go in and drum up hype, and then it was like some people too, that we grew up with. And I'm like, bro, you gotta calm down.
No, I saw it all on there. Kellen, weird week, happy week.
Sounds like you had a rough night.
It was a rough night. Snapped my ankle, getting out of truck. That's all I was doing, so I guess I'm old now. I did go to, they had, at Reeves Park here in Norman, they had like a cool beer festival. They had like food vendors. Oh, I had some really good burnt ends. They had some like I forget what the name of the barbecue place was, but it was really good.
Yesterday?
I don't know if it was still going on yesterday, but I went Friday night was when I went, and coincidentally after drinking several IPAs, that's when I snapped my ankle getting out of a truck. So that kind of makes sense. But
yeah.
But no. So I am on painkillers, so I'm gonna try my best to be energetic. But
hey, dude, my dad, the way his patio steps off where the grass is, literally maybe this big of a gap, just enough you could maybe catch your shoe on it. You know,
right.
He goes to step to the grass and broke his foot.
Yeah.
Like so. Yeah. You're
your
in
dad.
the old man's club.
So you guys see the family resemblance. We're revealing it. I am Trey's father.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, for me,
nothing abnormal for me this week. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just another regular work week. Another week of me dreading Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. I'm dreading 7 a.m. right now, actually, because tomorrow's Monday. So, but as like I said, we have so much to get into today. One of the first things that I wanted to get into with everyone was this little thing here. I don't know if everyone saw this. I don't know who all got a chance to
Shout out Raymond. Glad you're here.
I'm sure a lot of you have seen this already.
This is a deleted scene that they took out of Multiverse of Madness, and it's Wanda. It's a scene from Comertage when she shows up to Comertage and she has the brilliant dialogue with Strange, and she's like, "Oh God, that's brilliant." But anyway, she's like, "Even now, I hope you think I'm being so brilliant." Anyway, they cut this scene from Comertage, right? And I thought this scene was brilliant. It's just beautiful. Look at, at one point, watch what she does, though.
Oh!
Wait a minute, though. Fuck. Then she uses his body. Come on,
now. Oh my gosh,
bro! Tell me that
they cut this.
Look how gory this is, though. That's so Disney to cut something like this, and this is so fucking Sam Raimi.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, it's brilliant.
Oh my gosh!
That's what I'm saying. It's brilliant. That's why I fuck with Wanda,
oh my gosh!
Like the Scarlet fucking Witch. She should have cut. Don't get me wrong, the Comertage scene was dope, but I bet you this scene was replaced with when she got in dude's head and said,
Right.
I bet you that was that scene.
Yeah.
Because I bet you the dude's body was probably run. Probably that dude. She's probably. I don't know.
That also could have been dope if she slaughters all these dudes and there's a guy literally standing there like, and then she tells him run.
Right.
Like, all I'm saying is,
that's dope.
They
it's all dope.
hoed that movie because, and I get what you just said. Disney's
that's so Sam Raimi.
Whatnot, right?
The movie was already so Sam Raimi, but this was great.
Shit was because if there's one thing, and I've stressed this to you before about this shit. Correct and accurate cinematography makes or breaks a lot of this shit, right? Mm-hmm. And it adds such a depth. That's that Daredevil scene where he's fighting in the hallway, and it's the IP Man scene where he's getting all fucking tight. That shit is what I want to see.
That's what I wanted to see.
That camera,
but everyone thinks I just want fucking gore.
Yeah. I can't believe
that. Picks dude up. And then she uses his body, bro. And that's something the Scarlet Witch would do.
Yeah. See, that's a thing, too, that I get kind of annoyed about. Because it's, yes, they've shown how powerful she is on, like, a grand scale of, like, when she put fucking Vision in the dirt, right?
Yeah.
But, like...
Or the Thanos scene.
Yeah, but
she showed up
that is how you accurately show... how much you don't fuck with the Scarlet Witch. That's the difference. Sure, you can say she can come up. Let's say to call like whenever she's just all there trying to hold the fucking the shield against her, and she alone. Yeah, that shows. Ooh, cool. She's flexing her magic powers. No, that is why you don't fuck with the Scarlet Witch.
Right, and then I think even more so because you have to remember, as I've said so many times, moving into Multiverse of Madness. This is a woman scorned, okay?
Yeah.
Hell hath no fury. Come on, bro. Like and then on top of that, you're trying to tell her that her children aren't real.
Yeah, fuck with a mom's
kid. Yeah. And no, she's definitely slashing through anybody to get to her kids.
Don't fuck with Mama Bear.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Dude, that scene should have been called Unreasonable.
Yeah.
This is me being unreasonable.
Yeah, this is me being unreasonable because that was
but that
nice,
also
y'all.
just shows like this one thing that whenever they were in the when they were in the inner chamber of Kamar-Taj, right? Mm-hmm. And she's looking through the glass and every mirror. And then she comes out
that was very Sam Raimi.
Yeah, that was dope. Don't get me wrong, right? But there are key moments where I don't like, and this is, I guess, a flavor thing, right? So when she goes up and then Reed Richards dies, and they die, and maybe she'll do a flight scene and dodge something or get hit, and then and you're dead. No, give me her fucking doing that.
Yeah.
They're stabbing each other because she's just like that.
Yeah, no, that's the Scarlet Witch. That's Wanda.
Can I see that?
I'll play that one more time.
Literally, my arm hairs were like up from that.
I'll play that again there. That is the Scarlet Witch.
Oh yeah. Ooh,
come on, man.
Yes.
And then.
Oh my! She's fighting with the dead body. That's the
part I was emphasizing.
Ooh.
She
see
uses
the way
his body.
Head just snapped around too. And I like how
and then this whole Vecna scene here that she's got that stranger.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, no,
I thought she was using a live person taking over their mind.
Oh no, she used his dead body. She used his dead body.
She used a zombie.
I mean, but as always, guys, these things are so cool. Let us know down below what you guys think in the comments of that Wanda scene, that deleted Wanda scene, that robbed Wanda scene that, we should have definitely gotten. I get it, it's Disney and they don't want to see the gore and stuff like that, right. But I think if once we see something rated R with Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds,
right,
and we still got John Bernthal's Punisher, we've still got Blade that's got to come in here, some of this stuff is going to have to be a little, it's going to have to be a little bit more gory, a little rated R. I'm sorry. Your miles may vary, but let us know down below what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Thank you for that. Moving on to the next topic there. The next topic that we have here quickly, we'll move on, is going to be, you guys saw that was, the date was announced.
So season 3?
Season 4. Season 4, he's in England in this, and he's taken on a whole new persona. His name is...
Love's with him, right?
I don't know if Love is with him.
I'll be real honest with you,
because
I don't remember the end of season 3.
I do. So the season 3 ended with they had a child. They were
that was the beginning of season 3. They had a kid, right?
Yeah, they had a.
Because the whole season 3 he wouldn't connect with
the
kid.
Yes, they had the kid
at the end of season 2.
Yes, they had. So at the end of season 3, they everything was like they were normal, back living in their like.
Because I remember they were under investigation for like the mid part of season 3 because he killed his neighbor. Mm-hmm. No, Love killed the neighbor.
Yeah, Love killed the neighbor.
Because they were having a thing. So I guess they say fuck it and they all move to England?
I don't know, man. I was trying to get that because it's such a short little tease and doesn't really give you much. He's just saying in the tease he's saying I left the suburban life behind me. I'm not a librarian. I'm not this. I'm not that. He's like, you wouldn't guess what or something like that.
I thought I saw another trailer or another poster that was Love mixing like she's baking a cake and it's all bloody and then him standing behind her looking.
I don't know if I've seen that one. I don't know if I've seen that one.
It could have been unofficial as can be. There's no.
But I do know I'm a huge fan of You. I was a fan of season 1. I thought it was a great show. I thought when it first came out, it was so good. He was so creepy. Penn Badgley does such a good job in that role because he really does creep you out. Like there are moments where I'm like, bro, what are you doing? But again, such a good show. I didn't know if we were honestly. I haven't paid attention to the advertisement for this, so I guess they had announced 11 months ago that season 4 was coming. I didn't know that, so I didn't even know if we were getting a season 4 or anything like that. But I'm glad we are, and it's going to be in 2 parts. It's going to be coming out February 10th and May 16th. Part 2 is May 16th.
Okay, so that's not bad. They're doing just like the break.
Yeah.
Instead of doing like a whole.
Yeah.
Because I'm okay with that. I'm not a fan of it anymore, but when I watch The Walking Dead, they do that little break where it's like a 2-month thing, and then you get back into it. That's fine. Yeah. I just hate shows where they'll do like, no offense, Stranger Things, but like they'll do longer breaks.
Yeah,
it bothers me. This is a side note. You know what really made me laugh? So it like got me into this show. My wife's watching it, and I'm in the house, and you know what I mean? You kind of start hearing things picking up on it, la-da-da. The first time on season 1 where him and the girl he's crushing on get a intimate. Mm-hmm. And he's going through this internal monologue, and I'm kind of looking up at the TV, and then it's real quick experience, if you know what I'm saying. And it goes through both of their mods. I was laughing so hard.
The first season is really good.
And that's around the time it hooked me, and then when everything comes out. I mean, yeah, the show is a great premise, and I'm curious to see how they keep it up. Because every season there's a different...
What the fuck are we doing in London?
Well, every season they have it. If it was just him being the creeper with a new person every time, it'd get a little boring. I think at the end of season 2, when it's revealed that Love is a killer as well, that was... Bro, I was not expecting that at all.
Me either.
And then, like I said, I don't remember the end of season 3. It's been a while, and, you know...
It has been a while. I don't remember when that came out. It has been a while, but...
I'll have to rewatch season 3 before I...
Yeah, definitely. Kellen, did you watch You?
I've never seen You.
You haven't seen You? You's good.
I never watched it. I might have to check it out.
Yeah, check out You. It's on, like I said, it's on Netflix.
I've always heard that it was good.
Penn Badgley, he's great in it.
It's never one I ended up watching.
His character's great too, because I don't know if you'll agree with me here. I kind of can't stand his character in a way that makes me want to watch it.
There are moments where I can't stand him, where I'm like, why? You know, I'm questioning his decisions or things like that.
I'm saying his monologue, when he was, especially when he's like in California or wherever with Love and her family, all this, right? He is a yuppie. He is a what do you call it? Fuck, I can't, where he thinks he's too cool for school and he's all artistic and all that. I don't know, sometimes he parodies exactly what he's bitching about. And he seems really pretentious at certain times.
I love him.
And I love that fact because it's kind of like, it's just different. He does the whole show is told mentally through social commentary on him talking about shit, like monologuing. Okay. And it's really good.
Yeah.
What's like the Unabomber, his whole thing was social commentary. What's kind of funny is obviously bad guy, but you go back and read some of it, he kind of predicted a lot of stuff that's happened with technology. Honestly, Unabomber was like a real life like supervillain.
Oh my god.
No, because he was so incredibly intelligent. He just had this wrong ideology. Like he could have done good things, but instead he he would just write. He would taunt the FBI.
Yeah.
He would send stuff and be like, "Suck my dick. This is the next. This is where the next bombing's gonna happen."
With him, it's more of you'll just hear his thoughts where he's obsessive. He just sees someone and immediately obsesses, but he's just doing the whole like, I could love you, I could be the perfect person for you. Look at you, you're so amazing.
Yeah.
And you think he's just being...
Yeah, he's like, you who's over there by yourself, you don't know that you need me. I'm here for you.
Right.
Oh, that's why it's called You.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the first time he runs into someone just like him, who he has a love relationship with, it's so funny because he gets with her and you tell her the minute he finds out she's a murderer, he doesn't really love her anymore. But they get a house together and they have a child together, and it's the end of the season.
He hates her though.
Yeah, he's out back fucking doing gardening, and it's the end of the whole fucking season. He's pissed at her and this kid and this whole situation, and right away he looks up and sees a neighbor sunbathing through the window, and he's like, "You, look at you."
Yeah.
It's like this motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
It's a great show. I mean, I don't know out there if you guys watch it, but let us know down below what you guys think of the You show in general on Netflix, or are you a fan or you're not a fan? Have you not seen it like Kellen? And if not, I highly suggest that you go check this show out. Penn Badgley's great and it's a great show. It's a really fun time too. So season 4 does come out in February. So part 1 of season 4. Part 2 comes out May 10th. So let us know down below in the comments what you guys think of that. And then moving on here, the next one that we've got. So we were all wrong. I think I don't know. I don't want to say we were all wrong. I'll say that I was wrong. What I heard, the information was inaccurate. Werewolf by Night is not going to be 20-something, 30 minutes. Werewolf by Night's runtime is going to be 52 minutes and 37 seconds.
Okay.
So we are going to get something better with, where is that there? We're going to get something better with Werewolf by Night. I'm not exactly sure.
Right there.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be centered around. We do know that Blade is supposed to show up at the end. We know the Man Thing is going to be in it. Obviously, in this GIF here, you see the TVA. And I wonder if the TVA is there because of Man Thing being a Nexus being or whatever.
Right.
But you see Jessica Bloodstone in the. I mean, you see everyone in the trailer there. You're thinking, well, I doubt it. I doubt that's the only look of it we get before October 6th, because it does, October 7th. It does come out October 7th. So it is
less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I hope they don't drop anything else for it. No more trailers, no TV spots. Keep that mystery. That 2-minute trailer that you gave, keep that up. I mean, people loved this trailer. People like I said, I was not expecting this trailer because we had said this was never officially announced by Marvel Studios. This was always just up in the air. People were talking about it, things like that. But Marvel Studios never came out and officially said anything about Werewolf by Night until D23. Right. So when they showed this trailer, I was just like, oh wow, it's real. Right, Michael Giacchino is actually doing this, so it's real.
But yeah, that was our, like I said, that was our. We've talked about this before. That was our conversation where I was like, "Werewolf by Night," and y'all were like, "Trey, it's not." You're thinking it's way more confirmed than it is. Like, and then they dropped it, and that trailer was so fucking good because that's not. That was weird because you showed us Scarlet Witch thing earlier, right? This shows arms getting ripped off. Like, this shows. I'm wondering how.
But see, the difference when we saw arms getting ripped off was that that's the difference though. Was that a human or was that like an animal? Was that a werewolf type? Because see, with people, when you can do that, and Disney will do that all day. Like if it's pulling arms off of like a creature, alien type, I can do that. That's not a real person. But when you're slashing an actual human being with red blood, and then it becomes a problem.
Right.
So so we might get more of that in Werewolf by Night as long as it's not,
I mean,
human limbs.
I think this will be the perfect way though, if they because this is a Halloween spot, right? That's the whole point of why they're doing it. If they came out and said, "Hey, this is scary, this is Halloween related, not suitable for young children," or you at least put that disclaimer out, then you can get your Blade in. This can bring in the universe of like, oh no, we killing people now. Right?
See,
because that's what I really want from this show is, they talked about in the trailer the whole everyone's at that one gathering together, right? I want this 52-minute show to literally be, we're going to introduce you to Werewolf by Night, right? We're going to introduce you to the werewolf. It's going to be wild as shit, man-thing, monsters, creepy shit, just a bloodbath, basically. And then you do have your agencies come in the end, and Blade come in. You can have a Blade come in and he's looking and he's like, "This wasn't a vampire."
I do want to go in tempering expectations on Blade for sure. Now I know
as far as seeing him.
No. I do think we will see him because that is strongly. The rumor is strong that he is going to be in it, and I don't know how he doesn't if you have a Werewolf by Night deal going on. But I don't think it's going to be him coming in a detective role and we're getting him for like a 3-minute, 2-minute. I think it's going to be the epitome of what was Eternals, except you will actually see him, not just hear him this time.
Right.
But I think it's going to be that quick.
It's not going to be much. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to. They're going to keep that. They're going to keep that. We're baiting him. He's here.
Yeah. Man, that's all I want. I mean, like you said though, it takes 10 seconds for literally like. Let's say there's blood on the floor, right? A gloved hand scoops. It's not a vampire. Yeah. And you can see the fangs through whatever. You can see maybe part of the face, and then it cuts. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I don't want a lot of Blade. I want just. That's a cool way to bring him in. I mean,
usher him in.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, this is a cool
in
way to usher a lot of shit in.
52 minutes, good on Marvel for sure. And that's a Disney Plus. Dropping it on Disney Plus.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I don't feel with 52 minutes, it's not gonna. We're not gonna get. I feel like I want to leave this with way more questions than answers. I want to leave this with they just introduced a whole bunch of shit and told us nothing.
I love that. You know me. Anytime anything with Marvel, I love the connective tissue because that's what Marvel built this on. The MCU, at least. That's what the MCU has built their whole cinematic universe on. The connective tissue of everything. I love seeing the TVA. Yeah. I love seeing the TVA in this because, and again, it's just showing the connective tissue of what's going on and why is Kang interested in Werewolf by Night, knowing that Kang is over the TVA. Why send them?
Right. Well, I mean, it could also just be the TVA because we don't know what.
That's true.
Situation this is, what universe, what whatever.
That is true.
So, but it would also be really fucking cool if the TVA came in and got someone from this show. Whether it's a side character, it's a lot of like, let's say they get a side character and they were like, you fucked with the timeline, so-and-so shouldn't have been here. They get the person to punish them, right? Take them back, and then in Loki, at any point during season 2, you could literally just see TVA agents walk in with that person.
If you remember,
it's never talked about, cool. But you just see it happen.
But if you remember in season 1 of Loki, Mobius said, like, because when Loki first got to the TVA, he said, this place is hell, and Mobius said, no, that's a different department. He's like, well, I will help you burn that down, and then he's like, we've got werewolves, we've got started naming off all these other things, but he did say werewolves.
I forgot about that.
So they are aware of werewolves in the the TVA is. So it's going to be interesting to see the TVA involved. I love that. I love seeing that. And like I said, Man-Thing is a Nexus being. So that could play a huge part in why they are there.
Yeah, and that's my favorite thing about Marvel. You say connective tissue. I agree. But I also just like the little, like, it doesn't, when I say it doesn't always have to mean something. What I mean is in Shang-Chi was the best example of they walk into the place and you see Abomination fighting Wong, right? And it's like, what the fuck? Kind of like, I was like, are they playing a part in this movie? Are they a part of this? And they really weren't. I mean, Wong had a couple lines of dialogue, but it's just like, oh, these people also exist and are doing things. Yeah. So again, if in this movie the TVA got someone, in Loki Season 2, he's walking down a hallway and you see a portal open, 2 agents, and whoever they took walk out, they never speak.
Right.
You just see it happening. Right. You see them, and it's like, I love that of existence is going on all throughout my series, all throughout my shows. It doesn't even have to tie in, as far as, oh, we're only going to let people who have a meaning to be in the show be in the show. No. Have a fucking, was that Spider-Man swinging for 10 seconds? Like, what the fuck? You know, stuff like that.
Just something for us fans to see.
Right.
Remind us.
No, it's like I said, it's all dope.
I think it's really cool to see the TVA, but let us know down below in the comments what you guys think of the 52 minutes and 37 seconds that is going to be Werewolf by Night. It's not going to be 20 minutes. They're not hoeing us with a 30-minute movie. It's actually going to be a nice little film here that we're getting October 7th. So we're going to be here to react with you guys on that. So let us know down below in the comments what you guys think of that runtime.
I hope it does well. I hope it's well received and also gets a lot of viewership, because to piggyback on what you were saying, and with you saying like that scene that got cut because it's Disney, I hope that they see success with this to where they're, because at the end of the day, it's all about the dollar, and they're like, we need those kids in the seats, and we need the kids buying merchandise. That's a lot of the money. But we saw from Deadpool, that was crazy successful, and that there weren't little kids at that movie. That's not a little kid movie. So I'm hoping that Disney will get a response from this that makes them comfortable with doing more stuff like this, that bringing out that edgier.
Well, and I can see them not wanting to do it as a part of their main MCU, right? Their main driving Avengers canon storyline, because they want the kids in the seat for that, right? But when you start getting into, if they're never going to use like a Blade in the in the Avengers, right? When they start getting too big of a roster for everyone to be a main character, then you can go, okay, we can make a Blade series. Kids ain't gonna watch this one,
right?
But it's not. If you don't see it, you're still like if you don't watch it, it's not like you're not gonna know what's happening in the movies and the main story, right?
That's a good point.
Because that's what I'm worried about with Daredevil and all of that shit. It's like I understand that like the whole point is to make these movies to push the full MCU agenda, but that's the way comic books works. You had Avengers comics, you had major comics. But then you also had side stories that still involved a favorite character but had nothing to really do with the main story.
Street level
still
stuff.
Connected, still a part of the thing.
Yeah.
But this is for a specific audience, right? So give me that.
Right. Yeah.
And like you said, the kids. I was when I was out yesterday, I saw a kid with a Black Panther bottom costume on, Spider-Man mask.
Yeah.
I'm like, these kids, they love Marvel, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
they don't care. They just love Marvel.
Shout out to Scar King. He was saying he just found our channel through recommendations. Today.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That's cool.
That's awesome.
That's dope. Yeah, I appreciate you being here, man. Today we are talking about, we've already gone through new shows like that Dahmer series and We jumped into Werewolf by Night. We were showing badass deleted footage from WandaVision. I mean, not from WandaVision, from Multiverse of Madness of Wanda doing dope shit we didn't get to see. We're going to go into Ezra Miller stuff today. We're going to go into Spider-Man thing. Just talking all MCU.
All things nerdy, all things hot news, hot topics, news, movies, TV, streaming, hot news, and more.
And we do this, we do our live reactions all the time. We do this weekly on our live stream.
No, we've got a lot coming up. We've got so much. We have so much content about to come out. It's going to...
Also got what we're going to be doing on Tuesdays too.
Oh yeah.
On Tuesdays, Kellen and I are going. I'm so excited for this.
I'm really excited.
Kellen and I are going to be react because Helen has not, really seen the Clone Wars series. So I thought to myself,
so good.
Instead of reacting and having you guys come in and watch me just completely dump on Andor, I said, why not react to something that actually feels like Star Wars? It is actually Star Wars, and that is Clone Wars.
Clone Wars has so much. All I'm saying with this, bro.
I'm gonna have I'm gonna have so much fun.
Clone Wars has so much information. That's all I'll say. Information of important things between all the movies.
Everything between episodes 2 and 3 is jam-packed with so much information.
And then, I mean, everything between 3 and 4, like, main things you need to know is in Rebels.
Mm-hmm. And so, I told him we're going to watch. He's never seen Rebels.
I've never seen Rebels.
That's what I'm saying. Everything, you know.
And we're going to do this leading to Tales of the Jedi, which we also will be reacting to. I am so pumped for that one.
That trailer looks
and again,
so
Scar
good.
King, you know, we appreciate you finding us through the recommendations.
That is so cool that you found us through recommendations.
Give us a sub, give us a shot. Look at all our we got a plethora of content, bro. We got tons of shit. And I wanted to make an announcement before we move on to the next topic. We blew our 750 goal out of the water. Mm-hmm. Appreciate everyone who helped us get there.
Yep.
It's fucking dope. You know, we've been on that hunt to 1,000. You know, we're not there yet. We're on our way. But, you know, Kendrick Lamar, my favorite quote, respect the progress of baby step. We hit that 750. That's a big milestone for us. And we're going to keep putting out stuff. And we are so happy y'all are here to support us.
Yes, we've got so much coming out. So much, so appreciated. Moving on to the next thing here. I guess one of the debates going on, and this is not one of our main topics here, but one of the debates going on is... It's a great debate, I'm calling it, the Great Avatar Debate. When you hear the word Avatar, do you think Aang, or do you think the show, or the movie?
I think
Aang. I think Avatar The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
You know, so...
but I'm used to it being called ATLA by Avatar fans,
yes.
So it's not confused.
Yes, we do call it ATLA, but... Anytime you hear Avatar, my mind doesn't go to the blue guys. I think the amazing show I grew up watching. That show was so amazing, and like I said, we've talked about this. We know that Netflix is doing, and I'm hesitant because of M. Night Shyamalan's.
Yeah.
And M. Night Shyamalan's live action version was awful. Was so bad. I could rant on that for
I heard
hours.
the creator's heavily involved in this series, though.
Yes, I've heard that.
That's important.
Which in the
Netflix.
They were.
Oh.
They're not. They because they were originally going to do the whole Netflix deal, but when Avatar Studios became a thing, they're over there.
Oh, because they're doing the animated movies now.
Yeah, they're doing the animated movies and all that type of stuff. So this is Netflix's own thing. They're not involved. This is Netflix doing their... Now, I've seen the set footage. I've seen leaked set photos of the set, and which I love. This is not CGI shit. These are built sets. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's gonna look great. Visually, it's going to look great. We've even got the actors, the cast, like who's playing who. We've seen all of that.
Yeah, but see, I don't agree with some of the because I know a big thing that they were gonna do. That's the thing is we got to keep these motherfuckers in check in fandoms. Like I'm gonna be real with you. That's like I love how an entire fandom bullied a major fucking film production team to change Sonic the Hedgehog to look more accurate, and it sold well, right? At one point they wanted to change.
Look at the Snyder fans.
Yeah.
They got what the fuck they wanted.
Yeah.
And we got what we wanted.
And
I'm a Snyder fan.
That's how Deadpool got made too.
Yeah.
Was them leaking that footage.
Yeah, well, they wanted to change and make Katara the younger sister, right? Due to casting and the age of the people involved. I was very early on in it, and everyone was like, that changes the whole fucking dynamic of the story. That's where Katara lost her mom and has to fill the mom role to Sokka, and they clash, and like... It's never heavily addressed in the show, but it's... But
Ahsoka has said it, though. You know, he said you're not mom.
Their whole, okay, so never mind. Yeah, it was.
Ahsoka has said that.
So, and that is a part of their dynamic that plays out throughout the entire show.
Yeah.
It's their it's like and so for fans, it was kind of like... I think it was because of Aang. Because of Aang and Katara's relationship. They wanted to age Katara down to be closer to Aang's age, which would make Sokka the older... Their whole personalities would be different. And you don't... And they changed it back. Right? So there's certain things I think we just have to stay on the fucking ball with these people.
Right.
And to bring up this picture you have right here, so when you talk about James Cameron's Avatar series, so part of the reason why I get it was a blockbuster masterpiece for the level of CGI and the visual, what they did with that movie was fantastic. It deserves praise. Now here's the difference, and me and you I had to make you realize this, it's Fern Gully.
It is
Fern Gully. It's Dances with Wolves.
It is Fern Gully in space, but it's also like it's still a magical fucking
I'm not
sci-fi
knocking.
journey.
I'm not
that
knocking
you're
it, but what I'm saying is
I love Fern Gully.
I do too.
I loved the movie.
I loved Fern Gully.
I think I saw it 3 times in
movies
theaters.
as a kid.
Actually, I think I probably shouldn't say this, but I might have taken something I probably shouldn't have taken and bawled my eyes out when Big Tree fell. It was so cool. And this movie was so dope when it came out, but it didn't. It was a cool cinematic experience, but it wasn't a lesson-involved, life-changing event like ATLA was.
See, that's the thing. People say that this film is just so pop culture, deep-rooted about like it's history. Like, don't get me wrong, I love James Cameron's Avatar, but it ain't no ATLA.
No, motherfucker. You put you know the horses or the dragons they have, right? You get a toy of that and you set it down. I don't know what those fucking things are called.
Right.
You put Appa down?
Yeah.
You put fucking Momo down?
You put
a lion turtle or a fucking anything. I'm like, that's ATLA world, bro. That's that. I swear to God, every time I see cabbage in the store...
The platypus bear?
Every time I see cabbage in the store, I want to knock it down so an old man will come out and fucking yell at me. Like, that's...
Yeah, no,
it's ingrained.
I will never forget the season finale and staying up and watching that. And like when they... Because I think it premiered in parts. I think that's how they did it. Yeah, it was... And I just remember, you know, when we finally got face to face with Ozai.
Yeah.
And you're about to fight him.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, Aang, how are you going to do this? Because you don't want to kill him. But then when he goes to the Avatar state and whoops the fuck out of him, I'm like, man, bro. So it's such a good show, man. I loved
We were the perfect age for it, too.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what's crazy, too, is I remember I rewatched it with my son. And going back, and of course, season 1 is a little rough. The budget isn't there as much, and it is more... They had to get us in. Kid-friendly, easygoing, whatever. But even the things like when they first go to... It's not Ba Sing Se. It's the city that King Bumi is over, though.
It is Ba Sing Se.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, it's not.
Bumi is over... Oh, Bumi's not over Ba Sing Se.
No, he's not.
That's King... What's...
Yeah, when they first go see Bumi, this is before they go to the Airbender Temple.
I forget what city it is.
And they have the laundry chutes. And they're just flying down, using airbending to fly down these fucking things. I, as an adult, literally sat there and was like, this world, they put heart into their world. They design... Can you think about that? Where, like, and that's some shit I would do, where, let's say me and you are constructing a fantasy idea, right? And you build a city, and you're like, here's the plot, here's what we gotta do. And I'm like, hold on. What if there's all these little railways throughout the city, and they have... That's that...
Yeah, no, it's
that, like,
brilliant.
tray that doesn't matter, and it's like, no, that's my heart in my story.
Yeah,
that's my creative juices coming out in my world.
It's not just that. It's even the introduction of characters, how they did it. The introduction of Azula in season 2 was perfect.
Yeah.
Because it also... You still had Zuko, but now you've got his deranged, psychotic... looking for approval sister who's going to
a baddie.
And she comes with Ty Lee and May as well. But she brings Ty Lee and May and you're like, what the fuck are these people doing?
I just wanted her to be mean to me so bad.
Like she was Azula was by far one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
By far.
Well, and the show also did a very good job of, and I'll point this where the
mental aspect of Azula.
Yeah, but the depth of the show to where like it was very from the beginning, you and we as kids They held our hands into it. They said, Fire Nation bad, everyone good. Zuko wronged by Fire Nation turning... You know what I'm saying? But they made it where Fire Nation is this evil entity for first 3 seasons. Then you get into book 4. And as a kid, this blew my mind where Aang is in the school of the Fire Nation and he's like, hold on, this shit ain't right. What are you teaching me? And you start to go, oh my God.
They're being brainwashed.
They're not... they did because that is what I love about a villain. I can handle just a maniacal, like evil villain, right? But when you give a villain, like when they do their monologue or their rant, and you're sitting there like, motherfucker, they got a point, man.
Yeah. That's why I love
even
villains,
as a kid,
man.
they didn't treat us like stupid children. They got us in on the jokes and the kiddiness and the light world building that grew, but they talked about things that we can handle, that we need to see, from all the way back in season 1 with Yue sacrificing herself to save the northern
even the relationship between Iroh and Zuko, when Zuko felt that, or when Iroh was thrown in prison and Zuko kept coming to visit him and Iroh wouldn't say anything to him, and then the hug at the end, like I mean that was brilliant. I'm like, because I teared up then. I can go back and like honestly. Iroh singing to his son, man. Those were such... I don't think there was really ever too many episodes of ATLA where I just was like, oh, that was...
Bro, and you'll see
they
shit
all
later.
matter.
Yeah.
And you'll see shit later, too, now that, years have gone by, right? Because I've watched the show, read the books, watched the second series, whatever. Or, I saw a post where someone was like, so y'all realize when Iroh was in prison the whole time and then Zuko lets him out and he immediately embraces him, Iroh doesn't know that Zuko's on Team Avatar. Iroh doesn't know.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, but but for us, because it's especially as a kid, you might not think about this, right? But we, the viewer, know everything about Zuko's journey, so we don't think that Iroh doesn't, kind of. But it's like, I sat there and was like, motherfucker, he just loves his nephew.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's just there for his nephew.
That's
Every time Zuko
change. He always believed in him. He could change. He could be better.
Because Iroh was never like his brother.
But in every time Zuko fell, I mean, you could see that it was never disappointment on Iroh's face. It was pain, where he was like, I get it. Like, you're searching for acceptance. You're all these things. It's not your fault. You're navigating becoming a man, you're a prince and all this shit.
Yeah.
He'd always be there for him, and it's like, dude.
Yeah, I
literally scarred by his father.
Yeah, the show was so good at pulling at your heartstrings. The last one I'll say is just when Aang loses Appa. And the tears in his eyes, and then when he goes into the Avatar state and he's like, you muzzled Appa?
Yeah.
I'm like, and then just Katara just comes and grabs his hand.
And he calms.
I'm just like, bro.
I look back sometimes.
It was rough.
It was. I can't believe sometimes that it was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
It was so well done. Such great characters.
Yeah, well, and it's
so
the
much
subtlety,
heart.
too.
There was so much heart in that show.
Because everyone talks about the main scenes. This is the last one I'll say. Everyone talks about the main scenes. The Aang seeing Gyatso's skeleton and fucking all muzzling Appa and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
But one of the scenes that were just subtly repeated things that was really, really powerful for me was Sokka's relationship with his dad.
Yes.
Because he didn't have much of one.
Yes.
Right? But he was always... He believed his father was this larger-than-life figure. He's a warrior out fighting the Fire Nation. And so that was Sokka's bravado. That was Sokka's... he's lying to himself. He's a little boy who's alone and lying to himself about his dad. And that hit me kind of hard. And you see it go through stages where he also looks for male figures to kind of mentor him. And then even when he does see his dad again,
master.
Just that moment where his dad like, Sokka, you've done so good. It's like, dude, I'm fucking getting...
Even Katara's relationship with her father.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It is the big moments, but it's the subtlety of the character progression through every episode. Because it's not just we as kids at that time were used to our Danny Phantoms and our Fairly Odd Parents and our the last episode doesn't really matter. It's just episode we can watch at any point in time. No, this was like,
and I loved
very episode.
I loved seeing Zuko, the episode with Zuko and Katara when Katara was going to go kill the man that killed her mother. That episode is so well done. You see Katara go through so many different emotions, and then at the end of it, just ultimately at the end of the episode, she grows. You see her just overcome the grief, overcome the anger, and then you see Zuko grows in that episode too.
Yeah, because Zuko's like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, Zuko grows. I mean, I could go on and on about ATLA, and this is not the main topic, so I don't want to sit here and go on about it. But we will be obviously talking ATLA so much more with you guys as the Netflix series comes out. We'll be reacting to that when Avatar Studios gets all their stuff together and these movies have official dates. I believe some of them actually might have official dates, so don't quote me on that. But once we start getting more on that, we're going to talk more with you guys. So let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking of ATLA. Are you excited? What do you guys think of when you hear Avatar? Is it Avatar, The Last Airbender, or are you thinking Blue Man in Space? Moving on to the next
I'm gonna hit the comments real fast if you don't mind. So again, appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate the support. Star King did subscribe to us, so
we appreciate that. Star King.
We really appreciate that. Scar King, sorry. He said he's not a big Star Wars guy, but he likes Andor. Well, we might miss it. I don't know how we feel about Andor.
I have not. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't shit on the show because I've only seen one episode. Right. I just can't muster myself to go watch the 2 and 3 because from the Star Wars channels I watch that I trust have just been like, bro, the 3 episodes are so boring.
It's not what I pictured.
Have you seen all 3?
No, I've seen 2.
Oh.
But what I pictured it being was more of a rebellion kind of like I want to see boots on the ground, going between the city streets, fucking bombing the shit out of the Empire's shipments. So, I want to see more of a rebellion kind of show. But anyway, Raymond 2000 said his... on our topic between the two, his mind goes to ATLA, best animated show ever, not anime. Man. That goes to Naruto/Naruto Shippuden. All right, I'm the anime guy in the show, and I will tell you, Raymond, I really appreciate all you do for this channel. You've been here forever, but that is a goddamn lie. That is a controversial statement. The correct answer you're looking for is One Piece, but we'll move on. Best-selling comic book in human history. Fuck you. And his last thing is he said the show was way ahead of its time. It was much more adult. True. Agreed. My heart goes out to it. It's amazing.
Fantastic. Way ahead of its time. Way ahead of its time. With Avatar, James Cameron sat down. They told him that they wanted him to cut some things out of Avatar. And he told them no. And they were like, kind of stunned at his just saying no. He's like, what building are we sitting in? My film, Titanic, paid for the building we're having this meeting in. Right. So I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, when I want. And I'm just thinking to myself, that is a boss-ass movie.
And I'm excited for the next Avatar installments. I'm The Way of Water and whatever the fuck the third one is. He's been talking about it my whole fucking life. So, I'm not like, oh my god, yeah, but I'm like, all right, it's finally time to see the movie that I wanted to see when I was 16. Like, let's go.
When did the first one come out? 2009?
I'll look it up real quick.
Something like that?
I believe it was somewhere around there.
In a hot second.
The next topic that we'll move into here is, and I don't know if I really want to show this. I'll show it to you guys here. I'll show it to you guys here off screen. I don't know if I want to put this on screen because I don't know if we will get copywritten for it. This is the leaked footage from D23 of Namor. And it's real short. It's only 7 seconds, so you guys really aren't missing much there. But you just kind of see the might of Namor here, and what they're about to make Namor. Now, here's the thing. I want to put this out there. I want to make this very, very clear. This is cool to see, but people want to see, as I've said this before, I don't care if you disagree with me, I really don't. I said this before. People are wanting to see... For me personally, I'm curious, and what is the film going to look like without the franchise's main character? What is it going to look like without T'Challa? And people want to see Namor. I want to see Namor. Yeah. I do want to see Namor. I want to go in. I want to see, but again, for me, I'm going to continue to go back to. It's just going to be disappointing seeing Namor not fighting his his nemesis in T'Challa.
Yeah.
But this footage here does show the might of Namor. But again, thoughts on?
That's another problem for me because
it's hard talking about Wakanda Forever. It really is. Because this is cool. But at the same time, it's always just that but T'Challa.
Right. No, that's the thing. Everything about Wakanda Forever, that trailer, the trailer they put out for it, the first, that's the only one they have so far. I still go on stand arguing that T'Challa, or that trailer is one of the best movie trailers I've ever seen. Go back and watch our reaction to it. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things when she whispers Wakanda Forever. You and Q had fucking bodily reactions to that shit. It was so good. I love the story they're telling. I love everything they're doing. But T'Challa. Because Namor being Namor, I said I want him to be a badass. I want him to be fucking everything up around him, right? He is a trained king and warrior from birth.
Right.
He's half... Well, I don't know if they're going to go the half-mutant route. I don't know how they're going to...
I believe he is still. I still believe he's still going to be mutant because he's...
Is he going to be a half-Atlantean, do you think?
He's not even going to be... They're not Atlantean.
Well, whatever the fuck. Is he going to be a half-race, though?
I think so, because he's got the wings on his feet still.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, so that's where his mutiny... Because he can fly. So my whole... Where my butt T'Challa comes in, again, because I said they could off-world him or they could coma him or this and that, right?
I really hope this is a blip.
Suri taking over, and this goes back to what y'all talked about the other day on She-Hulk with the training and shit. T'Challa would struggle against him. Right. It would not be an easy... If T'Challa from MCU was alive right now and going, would fucking struggle against Namor.
He would struggle, but he would also hold his own.
Yes, no, and that's not what I'm not saying he wouldn't, but I'm saying it would be a good fucking fight. Like, it would be... T'Challa would be like, holy shit, you're a strong fucking dude.
Yeah.
Suri with far less training than T'Challa's had.
Right.
Suri hasn't been fighting... She hasn't even been doing shit with the Avengers like T'Challa has, right?
No.
So, if Suri is able to don the suit and whoop Namor's ass by the end of this movie, I'm going to be like, hold on.
But does Suri look convincing here to you? Does she look threatening here to you?
Right.
King Ramonda looks more threatening there than she does. Just look at... That's my opinion.
But I will say,
and I agree with Terrell. Terrell Austin is one of our viewers. He comments all the time. He commented here. I'd rather see this, and I've said that over and over. I'm so sorry I have this not up for you guys. I've said this so many times. That's what Why not? Why not? And that's why I say I pray, because we know that Marvel. I'm so sorry, Trey. I know I cut you off.
No, you're good.
But Trey, we know. I'm sorry. We know that Marvel is always tinkering things, always changing things at the last minute. Always got their. Marvel does have their ear to the ground, unlike Lucasfilm with the fandom.
Right.
So maybe they have. I mean, we know that Letitia Wright even commented on recast T'Challa, so they know about it. It's they're not unaware of the hashtag that's going on. So is it too hopeful to think? And I want to try to have some semblance of hope here, because the movie does come out in November 10th. We're gonna blink. The film's going to be here.
Right.
I want to have some hope. I want to try to go in with some hope. Could we think that maybe the film is in the blip?
I would love it if it is.
And I'm sorry, guys, I didn't have that picture up. You let me know. Does she look like? And I'm not. That's not me. Don't come in here with the misogynistic. Don't come in here with the misogynistic comments, because that's not it. I'm not saying, because I would love to see Shuri don the suit, don the mantle, and be the badass that she is.
Right.
But I'm saying, in this picture, I'm more scared of Queen Ramonda than I am of Shuri.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what my real point to that was not to say. Again, let's take the misogyny factor out of it, and
it's
go
not
with
that. It's
and
none
go
of
with
that.
a training factor,
yes.
right? Because here's the deal: you can be. I mean, we like UFC. You can have smaller guys like a GSP who's gonna wrap you up and fuck your day up, right? Like. It's not the size that matters in this, especially you're talking tech, Wakanda tech. There's all the vibranium, all this shit. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Namor is a trained king and warrior from birth.
Yeah.
T'Challa is a trained king and warrior right?
from birth.
And again, I'm telling you right now, if T'Challa went in half-cocked to this fight, Namor would rock his shit. He would have to be on tens and be like, okay, that's honestly what I would hope in a movie, is he'd see Namor get his fucking shit rocked and then come in ready to go, like he was unprepared the first time, right? But regardless, Shuri doesn't have the years of training. Shuri doesn't have the...
But that's the MCU's establishment too. They did that. They established she's the tech. She's the guy. She's always up in her tower. She's always coming up with this. She's always coming up with that. Yeah. Hell, even in the first Black Panther, she helped them, but she did it from her lab.
Yeah.
You know, she was driving the car from her lab. Yeah. So. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I am going to say too, because I'm going to do a different video on this, a solo video on this, because I want to go deeper dive into this. This is not one of our main topics. But
we're getting a lot of these side topics.
We're about to move. This is the last side topic. But it's just like you've got. She's going to be the Black Panther, I believe.
Yeah,
I really do. I know there's a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, I think it's Nakia." I think it's not Nakia. It's not going to be a Koya.
No, it's Shuri.
It's Shuri.
It's going to be Shuri.
It's going to be Shuri.
She's also royalty, and that matters to who leads Wakanda. The Black Panther leads Wakanda. The Black Panther has always led Wakanda. So, I mean, Wakanda's blessed by Bast. It's know the story of the comic, but like I said, it's just. You know, some of these comments are making good points here, if I can hit those real fast about this topic. So, Gray, shout out Gray, said, I've seen the backstory of Killmonger in the first film. We're getting the origin of Namor in this one. Where was any of this for T'Challa? I hope they fix this if they recast T'Challa.
Yep.
So, Gray, I'll say this. Not only are you 100% right, but from what we've heard, there's even a moment where T'Challa could... and should, and it makes sense to be in this film, and it's not him in the spot. So
no, it's not. That's why I said I will go back to this.
Can I drop the spoiler? Can I?
What is
the scene that should have T'Challa talking to Shuri, and it's not him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's not in the the land of the not the land of the elders.
He's not in the ancestral planes.
It's supposed
to be Killmonger is going to be in the ancestral planes.
Yeah.
From what we've heard, if the leaks are true, I mean, we all do know that Kevin Feige does change things based off of things he hears or leaks getting out. And he doesn't want if leaks get out. Kevin Feige, he's done this, bro. Will actively go in and they'll change it because now they know they're expecting it. So, but the current rumor is that it's Killmonger she's going to be speaking to, which makes absolutely no motherfucking sense.
Nope.
Right.
He's supposed to be telling her. He's supposed to be telling her how to be the Black Panther.
Right.
How are you telling her how to do something that you yourself never were?
Yeah.
You were a tyrant, a dictator. No, that's not me saying I dislike Killmonger. I love the character of Killmonger.
Oh, no,
but
he
he's
was-
not teaching
I'm
her
telling
shit
you, if
about
I
how to
was-
be the Black Panther.
If I was in that crowd listening to Killmonger talk, fuck, I'd have probably been like, that's my dude. I guess I gotta go with this one. Like, that made a whole lot of fucking
Honestly,
sense.
yeah, I was with him.
And I'm seeing here that Raymond 2000 said I've saw people on Twitter claim that there cannot be two Black Panthers. It just makes no sense. But when I bring it up, we just had two Thors. They're quiet, and that's very true.
I've always brought that up.
It's
2
very
Thors,
true.
3 Spider-Men,
Right.
4 Doctor Stranges, 2 Wandas, 4 Lokis. Like, get the fuck out. Stop
And
it.
Scar King's making a very good point here, and this is the whole point I was trying to make, is MCU Shuri cannot beat Namor without help. Comic Shuri could, but not this version. And that goes back in what I'm saying about Shuri's been basically a tech and a doctor, right?
That picture.
Shuri has not been fighting the whole fucking time Thanos was around. The entire phases. Shuri's never been on the battle. Have you ever seen her?
I mean,
fight?
Shuri's come out with those little handguns.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yes. Well, that's
little
because
blaster
she
face.
did that whenever they were invading Wakanda. She had the little
hell, she
right?
came out with
Yeah.
those fucks in Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Endgame, she came out.
Right.
I'm just like, come on.
like
So that's my thing. You have to convince me from the things that you've established in your world,
Right.
how this character. You now have to convince me that she's taking down Namor.
Well, and don't get me wrong. If it was an episodic thing or like a 2-part movie, right? Part 1, Part 2. Her losing at the end of Part 1, Namor winning, Namor holding her up and being like, "You are the strong. You are the chosen protector of Wakanda," throwing her ass off something, and then she rises in the second movie. I'm here for it, but you can't just. This is unbelievable. Again, it's not that she's a woman; it's that she has never been seen fighting. Really, she's not well trained to handle the warrior king that is Namor, Marvel's first fucking mutant.
Yeah.
Like, no way.
Well, like,
No.
if she's challenged, and the power the Black Panther is stripped away,
Yeah,
she can't. Who's
That's true.
Who's not gonna take her?
that's what they are.
She's supposed to fuck up M'Baku.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's like I said, the everything surrounding Wakanda Forever, and I'm gonna deeper dive into this in a solo video, because there's some things that I want to talk about with it. Because there were some other pictures that were released in the Empire magazine that I want to go over and talk about, and just continue to prep ourselves for Wakanda Forever that's coming up. It's like I said, I'm excited for the film. Do not get me wrong. I'm curious for the film more than anything, but I am also still going to be bitter at the fact that there's no T'Challa, and I pray nightly that this happens during the blip. I hope that this is during the blip, and that there's that possibility that he's coming back.
right.
Yeah.
And I hope that Marvel realizes that this is, I've said this since day one, a big mistake that they are making, not having their franchise's main character in their movie.
Right.
But it's a deeper conversation I'm going to go into because we need to get into these other topics. So down below in the comments, let us know what you guys think of anything going on with the recast of T'Challa here. Anything going on with Wakanda Forever with Namor. I know I did not show that scene there, but if you go to our Twitter, you can go to our likes there, and it is there. You can watch it for yourself. I don't want to put it on there and get copyright claimed. I don't know if Marvel wants that out. So let us know down below in the comments what you guys think. Do you think, even in the picture that we showed there of Queen Ramonda and Shuri, did Shuri look menacing enough to you to take out Marvel's first mutant, to take on Namor, the King Namor, to protect Wakanda and be the Black Panther? Let us know down below in the comments. We'll move on there to our now main topics. Our first main topic that we are going to move into here is going to be with Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller said that they are the Messiah here recently, but for those of you that do not know, Ezra Miller, and I'm going to go through this, has choked the fan. Ezra Miller has broken into couples' homes, stealing their stuff, telling them he's going to burn them alive. He threw a chair at someone's head at a karaoke bar for singing karaoke. He has had several assault charges. He has been arrested by the police and said, no, I like being arrested by the police because the pictures make great NFT art. He said that he was taunting the police, saying that you can never catch me. I'm in a distant universe or whatever the fuck he was saying.
He got on really fast.
Hold on, that's coming.
I want to see speed, bitch.
That's coming. He got on live and said that he was going to kill everyone in the KKK. I forgot where he said he was or whatever. That one's cool. That's not bad. That one's not bad. But just a little insane because it was just random. You know what I'm saying?
Off the wall, something's gonna stick.
He has now been charged with the grooming of the child Dakota Iron Eyes from a young age. Yes, giving LSD to children, having weapons on his Vermont farm, and mass amounts of weed with children and altars. He actually believes himself to be Barry Allen. He has said, and we are going to read into this a little bit more, but he has said that he is the Messiah. I'm sorry, excuse me. I want to be respectful here. They have said that they are the Messiah, and that they are Barry Allen, and that Barry Allen is the Messiah because Barry Allen, like Jesus, brings the multiverse together. So, and these are things that they have said, and I find it so. And again, please understand that when I smile and laugh and giggle at this, it's not at the expense of the mental health aspects that they are going through, because that is very real. We all said here when they started getting help, good on them. We need that. We want that. But at the same time, that does not then excuse any of these charges.
Right.
Because I always compare the Will Smith thing.
Right.
That does not then dismiss these allegations and the things that they have done and everything like that. They still need to be held accountable for that. It's funny to me though, because like I said, some of the things that we're going to dive into in this article, and I encourage. Now, this is an expose done by Vanity Fair or Variety. I'm sorry, Variety. I believe it's Variety. So with this that we are going to read is just a small portion of a much larger expose that I encourage everyone, because I've read it, I encourage everyone to go out there and read. I encourage everyone to read that expose because it dives into a lot deeper things that are going on behind the scenes with them that are honestly jaw-dropping, kind of crazy. It makes you think about some of the things that they're going through. But it starts here. A source in the new Vanity Fair report claimed that Miller believes themselves to be a Christ-like figure, fated to wed the 18-year-old environmental activist Dakota Iron Eyes, whose parents requested a court-issued protective order against Miller, stating in court documents that the actor met Dakota 6 years ago when she was 12 and Miller was 23. Ezra is Jesus, and Dakota is an apocalyptic Native American spider goddess, and their union is supposed to bring about the apocalypse. A source from Miller's compound in Vermont, dubbed the Mountain, told the outlet, and that's the real reason everyone is so opposed to them being together. Iron Eye's mother, Jumping Eagle, added, "They say they are some kind of messiah, and they are going to lead an indigenous revolution." Iron Eye's parents alleged Miller used violence, intimidation, threats, and violence, fear, paranoia, delusion, and drugs to hold sway over a young adolescent's Dakota, as well as a cult-like behavior in grooming the teen. Jumping Eagle also accused Miller's influencing Dakota's decision to come out and come out as non-binary transgender. So you hear some of these things that Miller is going on in Miller's personal life, and where's your mind go here?
So I'll be very,
because this is some insanely crazy shit.
So there are some times where celebrities will, and they are not included in this, okay? But there are sometimes when celebrities will do things because they're having fun, they're trolling, right? I think the biggest one that I was a huge fan of was when, Dave Chappelle's done it. Another one who's done it this is the one I was a big fan of, is Jim Carrey. Everyone thought he was losing his fucking mind, and really he was having fun because he realized that the Hollywood image is not real, that none of this is real. I can say anything on this camera, and y'all are gonna think I'm insane, but really I'm just having fun because none of it exists, right?
Personality.
But they're doing it for a purpose. They're doing it for having fun.
Entertainment. It's a show,
right? Entertainment, or they're just trolling. They're fucking around, right? Yeah. And I get that. But then you have people who actually need help right?
Yeah.
And with Ezra Miller, they need help. And we've talked about that before, where I said someone who is going through mental problems, right? It's sad. No one, should be forced to have to deal. That's not an excuse, right? You having any sort of mental disability is not an excuse for you to fucking set shit on fire and hit people with chairs and fucking go. There's no or any of that, right? But I'm always encouraging of get people the help they need. Don't expose them on tabloids. Get them the assistance they need, da-da-da. But when you get to the point of fucking grooming kids, when you get to the point of this shit...
That's what I'm saying.
At this point, I'm still... I will forever be like, you need help. They need help. But I'm also like, okay, you're done. The career is done. The Flash is done. The DC is done. Being in Hollywood movies is done. And I think a big reason Hollywood doesn't give a shit... one, this is tabloid generating and this not let it out. But when it comes to because I figured the grooming of a child would be...
This intensifies those charges, in my opinion.
But I'm saying to the Hollywood eye, right? I thought when they came, when it came out and they were grooming a child, that'd be game over, right? That Hollywood would say, okay, we're done with this. But then I remembered who exists in Hollywood. Then I remember every rock star, every famous movie person who has... It's the Elvis Presley marrying a 14-year-old. It's stuff like that. They don't give a shit. They don't fucking care. We do. But we also, it feels like at this point we have to show them at the fucking box office and everyone says I'm done with The Flash. At this point it's over. It's gone beyond where I tried to reason and be like, they need help, they need assistance, da-da-da-da. Now I'm just like, you still need that, but you're done. It's over. There's no
I'm
more
with
to
you.
this.
Once kids are involved, it's a different...
Yeah, it's different.
It's a whole different thing.
It's different. And then, we have to...
Once any real problem, property damage, all that shit.
We have to remember, too...
We
have to remember, too, that Warner Brothers, the current ownership over Warner Brothers, Zaslav and Company, inherited this problem. This was not a problem that was done on their watch. This was something that they inherited. So they are sitting in a very tough position right now trying to decide what do we do with this film. Because if you remember, what was it, a month or so ago, they came out with 3 options that they were giving for Miller. It was to get the treatment, which they said in a statement that they were going to be doing. They were going to be get the help that they were needing and seeking, and they were going to be checking themselves into a mental institution, things like that. Things like that. The other one that Zaslav and Warner Brothers gave them was that, I think, maybe have them promote. I think that's what it was. Yes, because it's a $200 million film that that we're talking about here, and that it's one of those things like, what do they do with it? Do they just say, okay, well, fuck the $200 million, or do they say, we're just still going to put this film out, and it's just going to be what it is? Because I've even seen whispers of possibly having Miller even out there promoting. And listen, before I want to get you guys' thoughts on that. Before they even go in on their thoughts, I'll say this: there is absolutely, positively no way in the fuck you can put him in anyone's fucking late night show chair on any red carpet. No, because the first questions aren't going to be, I've said this. Miller, Ezra, how are you doing? You look great. How did you prepare for Barry Allen? Are you really that fast? No, the question's going to be, what were you doing with Dakota Iron Eyes when she was 12 years old? That's going to be the question. No one's going to care about The Flash. Right. Now, I want to say this to normal people out there that aren't in the spaces like we are on Planet Fanatics, and like our viewers are not seeing these tabloids. They're not looking up Ezra. Yeah. So half the people don't even know that this shit is going on.
Right. Well, and it's also a thing too. And this, just what you just said, right, where they do the interview and they ask the question, right? Now, do that again. We're gonna play a little role play here. Do it again. I'm gonna be Ezra.
And they say, Ezra, how did you prepare for this role?
The Dakota Iron Eyes.
Oh, what were you doing with Dakota Iron Eyes when she was 12 years old?
What y'all don't understand is Dakota is a goddess in our union.
Yeah, I'm telling you that.
About the Great Revolution.
Yeah.
And if she just lives on my... At that point, I'm watching this, and I'm kind of... That fucks me up. It makes me sad. And what I mean by sad is I'm not showing... I am, but... That's where I'm really torn, because when it comes to people that are
there's nothing wrong with having empathy
for someone who has mental issues.
No one's discrediting the mental aspect.
But I'll throw out here.
But there is the very real aspect of everything else.
Well, and that's the problem when with something like this with Hollywood, you're paying him all this money, right, to live as the elite of elites within society, right? You're the goddamn Flash, right? Yeah. Money ain't helping this. money helping us all. And it's a thing where, like, it's never as simple as, oh, I have something, mentally wrong with me. I'll take some pills and be fine. There's intense therapy sessions.
Yeah.
There's it's a stop and rework my life for a little bit, right? And, I'll even throw out something that Gray said here in the comments that I completely agree with. He said, basically, WB is culpable at this point. They literally aided and abetted them when they had a warrant, but they came for reshoots.
That's true.
And, Raymond brought up the new owner of WB is Shady himself. He said that Don Lemon thing, which I don't really know what that is.
I know what he's talking about.
Has me looking at him a certain way, and after Batgirl, I was already looking at him a certain way. That's where WB is. Trust me, WB, they have a lot of money, right? And yeah, you spent a lot of money on this film, right? I get that. But if it was my company...
I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I really am. I have a question. And this is not... Because I am of the opinion the film needs to not hit.
Agreed.
That's my opinion.
Agreed.
That's personally me. Because especially with the grooming of the children. Yes. When the children become involved, I'm not dismissing anything else, but when the children are involved, and this is a superhero film, and they're going to see, this is made for kids. They're supposed to be looking up to this person.
Right.
How do I look up to this person who's done all these things, but that's my Flash? No. Because when we see Robert Downey Jr., we see Iron Man. Me, personally. Yeah. When I see Steve or Chris Evans, I see Steve Rogers, I see Cap.
And Robert Downey Jr. is a good one to bring up because of Robert Downey Jr.'s past. He literally did when he was on drugs. He broke into people. He got arrested multiple times. And then he had that comeback. But he had a drug problem, and things were bad, and he was doing stuff wilding, but it never crossed that line into territory with kids or anything like that. So at that point, what does America love more than a comeback story?
Right.
We like forgiving people. We like taking people back into the fold. Honestly, what this sounds like to me is that he was predisposed, whether schizophrenia or whatever, he had something going on, and he's one of those people who should not have used LSD because it opens something, and that happens. It seems like drug-induced psychosis.
That's really what it seems like.
Could be.
Yeah.
It really
and
could
so
be.
I feel...
No, we're not doctors here, but...
I feel bad for him. I want him to get help, but it's like, I care about the kid, it's like there's victims here.
Yeah.
Like, I care about them getting better, but I care about the victims a little more.
Right.
And, to add one last thing that I'll say about this is, you mentioned Robert Downey Jr., this and that, right? So there's two kind of things with celebrities that happens. One is they just do something kind of like, oh, shit, and they got to go timeout for a little bit, right? But I don't really feel bad that a celebrity has to sit out in timeout for a year.
Right.
Because, you're a multi-millionaire, you're fine. It ain't hurting you. Go start 9 million hobbies that I could never afford to do, right? Boo-hoo. And then you come out of timeout and everything's okay. You do a tour, you do a press thing, I learned, and I really hope they did. I'm not knocking them, but I'm just saying, to me, that's not something I don't give a shit about, right? But then you have people, again, like a Robert Downey Jr., right, who's doing drugs and doing crazy, doing some crazy shit, right? And trust me, there's tons of people, real everyday me and you, viewers, fucking tons of people that have done dumb shit in their life, right? I have done dumb shit in my life that I look back and it's like, I was young, I was learning this and that, and so everyone has to understand, there has to be growth. There has to be a chance to, people change, and you have to let them, right? You can't forever, if someone did something at 19, you can't hold it over their head when they're 40, right? You can't, obviously depending on the situation.
Right, within reason.
But with Ezra, this is one of those, you're past the timeout point, bud. And that's what I'm saying. If I was head of WB, I don't give a fuck how much money the company's not going to tank. Yeah. I would literally have come out.
And I just feel, I guess I just feel sorry for everyone else that's worked on the film.
Sure, but they got paid.
Yeah, they did get paid, but as a VFX effect worker, especially in Hollywood, working on superhero, I want to see my... Cause
it's also as your portfolio.
Right, and I often think about the Spider-Man Lotus VFX team. Spider-Man Lotus was a fan film that was supposed to come out, but then there was some racist shit that was going on with the main actor that was playing Gavin. I think his name was Gavin, that was playing Spider-Man, and then the director. There were their images of their personal direct messages of them saying racist shit, not on one occasion, but several occasions, came out, and the VFX team released their Spider-Man web swinging scene. Beautiful.
Right.
It was great. And that was for a fan film. It was great. So I think about them often, and I think about the team here. I feel bad. But the question I have here,
I'm playing devil's advocate again. What's the negative effect if they do release the film? Like, what happens?
Nothing.
Like, what do people say? Is there
literally nothing?
So if WB releases
there'll be some backlash.
Okay.
I think so. I think, like you were saying, okay, we're on the pulse of this because we like, we're into the geek shit, but other people aren't. Other people are like, oh, the guy from, Perks Being a Wallflower. If they go forward with this, I think that this is going to become a bigger story, and I think that they'll regret doing it. And they might even be under enough pressure that they don't. That's my opinion. I don't see how they do this, and it's not getting reported about, and it's not getting talked about.
Right, but it's like he was saying earlier. People who aren't where we're at, doing what we're doing. A lot of people don't know who the fuck Ezra Miller. I could say the name Ezra Miller to you at my job, and literally everyone would be like, "Who the fuck is that?" Right? So a lot of people it doesn't. And again, they're going to get some shitty articles written about him. Right? They're going to have a couple of people that are up in arms, and I'm not going to watch the movie. Right? But like, I don't think anything actually happens to them. That's what you said. What happens?
But does it say? But does it? What I mean, I guess maybe I should have worded. What message does it send? Does it send the message that we are condoning the grooming? By putting out this film. I mean, because you think about
but it's Hollywood. Like.
I mean, yeah, it is. But we're also talking about a superhero film.
Yeah,
you're a superhero. This content is not just. I know we often think of us adults. We often think of us like, that's so cool. Can't wait to see this. Can't wait to see that. There are real children. Like I just said, the child that I saw yesterday at Hobby Lobby wearing the Black Panther costume with the Spider-Man mask on, is on his dad's back.
Right.
These kids aren't reading these tabloids. They're not paying attention to the side stories. They're paying attention to the main actors that are portraying these characters, and they're like, hey, when I see that character, that like I said, my nephew across the street, he was the Flash last year for Halloween. He loves the Flash. Like he wants my Flash figure that was up here. I know, bud, can't have that. But he wants my Flash figure. But the thing is, he's looking at that. He wants to see this Flash film. Right. So my thing is, then if you start seeing, and I get it, the kids aren't hearing, and why are you worried about it? The kids aren't hearing tabloids. I get that.
No. I disagree. Because of influence that he could have, things he could do. He has a fucking compound at this point.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying, as far as this is how flippant it can be, though. WB can release it. Right? They can release the movie, right? Get a couple bad tabloids, as long as they get close to breaking even, right? Who cares? Fire Ezra Miller, and then hire a new Flash, and then start it over, and it's no sweat off their bones. Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. They're like, we released the movie, we at least broke even, right? Now we have a new Flash, and it's like this never happened. We wash our hands clean of it, right? For WB, that's it. That's it. Because what happens then, the next Flash comes out, and we're going to be like, so we're going to support the company that supports groomers, and you know what 90% of motherfuckers on the internet are going to say? This Flash didn't groom anyone. Why would I not go see this movie when this Flash didn't do it? But it's the company. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it doesn't matter. They'll get a new face and they'll go on. These companies don't have long-term ramifications like everybody else does.
Right.
And you can see that, and my defense to this is you can see that because Ezra Miller is still the Flash as of right now. Again, if it was me, I would have come out the day of and fired fired them, called it done. Yeah. But no, they're just trying to slowly, and we were watching for months where they were the scourge of Hawaii. Yes. And WB was just chilling. They go to reshoots for The Flash with warrants out for their arrest. WB doesn't say a fucking thing about it. They don't care.
No,
because they don't have to care. Because
I won't say
they're not concerned about what I won't kids looking up to these heroes. They're fucking. They just want to make their money.
I won't say WB themselves does not care. I will say that again, under the new regime of management here with Zaslav, if I'm in that position too, of course I'm firing them. But if I'm in that position too, I'm also thinking, what do we do? That's $200 million, and I get it. It's with a $500 billion company. I get it. What's $200 million to you? $500 billion. But it's unrealistic to think that you can go in and do CGI on the face and make the person, deep fake the person, and no one wants to see that.
Yeah,
right. And that's going to cost millions of more dollars to that in the whole film because
Cavill's mustache.
Right. They play like two different versions of the Flash in the film anyway. So I mean,
I think it's also a point where again everyone got paid. right?
Everyone did get paid.
It would be your bottom dollar that takes the hit, right? Again, it is losing a lot of money, but you're a company that will survive it just fine, right? Maybe you can't buy another yacht this year. Oh, fuck. But what you do is at that point you come out.
But the smaller guys, we're not at that point. Not Zaslav and them that are making billions on the sitting up in the chairs making all the decisions. Right. We're talking about the guys that are the VFX teams that's sitting here till 6 a.m.
You know what I'm saying? But they got paid for what they were doing.
They did get paid.
If they can get paid. Seriously, you come out, and I mean, WB's allowed to be pissed, right? They're allowed to come out and be like, I can't believe they would do this. Their group. I mean, at that point, I would have a personal vengeance against Ezra Miller because I would be like, "You fucked me on all this money, right?"
I would expose.
It's now you're fucking with my money. See, we can play about a lot of things, but not my money.
They can openly expose it, and then say we're gonna have to tank the film. We will do a new Flash. We will recast, and then WB also can be the company that stood up against a child groomer. And people are like, yeah,
and actually go with good press into
and then the next Flash movie, I swear I'll be on Reddit and I will see a fucking article that says why we should all see the Flash movie. Because
the reviews have already been amazing as to seeing why we should see the Flash film. There's been no bad review of the film.
But I'm just saying they would also get that encouragement of WB stands up to a child predator. We should all support their... You know what I'm saying? They would just have such a positive claim. It would be nothing but good, great press that they could use for a long time, right? I swear to God, 15 years later, and I lost that $500 million, I would still, 15 years later, be like, remember when we stood up to that groomer?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, there's so much to go into with Ezra Miller, but we've talked so much about them within the past few months, within the past year, honestly. The past year, there's been so much going on with Ezra Miller. But let us know down below in the comments what you guys think of the newest statements came out by Dakota Ironhide's parents and the things that they are saying about Miller's behavior and what's going on at the mountain in Vermont, their compound that they have. What do you think? Should the film be put out? Should WB take that L? Or should the film still be put out and it's just like sweep it under the rug, continue to not talk about it? It just happens and we let it go. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys think of that topic there. Moving on to the next main topic here. The next main topic that we have here is going to be the Super Mario Brothers movie has a trailer release date. Release date for the Super Mario Brothers is going to be coming out in October. So this is coming to us from CBR, and they are having this to say. They said Nintendo and Illumination have jointly announced the premiere date for the first Super Mario Bros. Teaser trailer. Fans will get to see fans will get a first look at the upcoming animated film based on the world of Super Mario Brothers during the film's panel at 2022 New York Comic Con on October 6th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The upcoming film features an all-star cast that consists of Chris Pratt as Mario, Anaya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser.
Oh, really?
Keegan-Michael Key. Yeah, the cast is insane. Keegan-Michael Key is going to be Toad. Seth Rogen is going to be Donkey Kong. Fred Armsman is going to be Cranky Kong. Kevin Michael Richardson is going to be, what is that, Kamek? And Sebastian, I'm not butchering that. Maniscalco is as Spike. Comedian. Okay. New poster for Super Mario Bros. Was released, furthering hype for the first look at the animated film. So
I only knew Chris Pratt.
No, bro.
I didn't know, bro.
I've been watching
this
shit.
Fucking stacked.
The cast for this is really
it's all-star.
But here's the thing.
It's fucking all-star.
I'm super excited for it because I grew up on Mario. I played Mario on my old Nintendo. I played it on Nintendo 64, Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario Bros, Smash Brothers.
So you just said the thing that I'm paying attention to?
What's that?
So this is Nintendo, right? This is so Marvel paved the way. They did it to their interconnected universes, right? And everyone's trying to do it. Sonic, you're seeing it where you're seeing Knuckles show up, and Shadow is at the... Did you see the last Sonic movie?
I
see
did.
Sonic 2?
No.
At the end of it, Shadow's coming out of a government fucking facility. Like
I told you
they're doing
that.
this. So here's the thing with this Mario movie. Smash Brothers is a thing, dude. They do a Marvel or a Nintendo universe. You have, because in this one obviously it's basically Mario and the Donkey Kong universe following up, right, in the same movie. Then you drop a Legend of Zelda movie. Right. Then you all animated. I want it all animated personally.
A Zelda movie would do very well.
You have like detective. I'm weird on that because Link normally doesn't speak, so it's weird to me.
That part's true.
Then you have the Detective Pikachu movie. All these things come together, bro. You'll get a fucking Smash Bros. Movie. Watch it happen, and I'm here for it.
Yeah,
like, absolutely, dude.
Yeah, it's a.
I want to see Wario, Waluigi. I want the whole gang here.
I wish I could. I was trying to find this one guy's reaction to this. I think this is it. When I tell you that this is probably one of the funniest reactions that I have seen to the casting for this film. This dude was so bothered, or not bothered. He was just. It's hilarious. You have to see this shit.
Honestly, the one I'm least excited about is Chris Pratt.
Because he's not using the voice, but I'll get into that in a minute.
Hey, it's my boy. It's my boy. I had the same fucking thoughts when I saw it.
He's so cool.
Next, Princess Peach will be played by Anya Taylor-Joy. I can't wait to see a very spirited Princess Peach.
He's so cool.
Mario's little brother,
What the
Luigi,
fuck?
will be played by Charlie Day.
What?
I'm excited for you to see this timid
He's so
sibling appear
funny.
on screen.
What the
Bowser
fuck?
will be played by the one and only Jack Black. I'm expecting a monster performance by Jack's son. The comedian
What the
Keegan-Michael
fuck?
Key will be playing Toad. I'm looking forward to great comedic moments. Even though this is a Mario movie, Donkey Kong will also be making an appearance. He will be played by Seth.
That shit is so fucking funny to me. Oh fuck. Him laughing.
Constant laugh, just
Him laughing at every fucking.
yeah.
Well, it
Cast
is
just
fucking
keeps
absurd
stacking
though,
up.
because
Oh,
like
fuck,
you get a
that's
Chris
funny.
Pratt and a Charlie Day, and you're like, okay, like I could see they got two people to play Mario and Luigi, and then you see the best casting pick, Jack
Yeah.
Black as
Yeah.
Bowser.
Yeah.
And then you get fucking Key in the movie to play. It's like,
Toad,
what are
yeah.
you doing?
What is Illumination's track record on animation?
I'll look it up right now.
Don't they have? I believe they have Minions. I know they have Secret Life of Pets.
They're the ones doing this.
Yes, This is Illumination doing this. I'm bothered by Chris Pratt's comment. He's not doing the Italian
Mario,
voice. So
yeah.
what the fuck are you gonna sound like?
Right. Just,
You?
He's gonna sound like Star-Lord.
So that's gonna make me mad because I specifically want.
He's not doing it.
Why?
I don't know. He's not doing it.
Here we go.
But do we want to try to listen to
No,
Chris Pratt
no.
butcher an Italian?
Yes. Or they can just hire someone who can fucking do the voice. Like, okay, Mario is a staple character.
That's what I'm saying.
for
This
our
is
entire life.
animated.
Yeah.
So why did you need Chris Pratt?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's an
Yeah.
animated movie. I know what fucking Mario sounds like. We all know
We
what
all know
Mario
what Mario
sounds
sounds like.
I mean, we know the sounds of this game so well. I could just literally press a button and you hear the coin sound. We know where it's from, right? Don't fuck with my man Mario's voice.
Right.
Now, Illumination, to answer your question, all of their movies ranked here.
He's animated.
Yes. So they did. Oh fuck! Hold on, it just moved. I've got it right here. Despicable Me,
Okay, I thought so.
Despicable Me 2, The Secret Life of Pets, Sing,
Okay, they
Sing
did do
2.
Sing.
Minions: The Rise of Gru, Secret Life of Pets, Despicable Me, Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, the 2018 one, which I didn't mind. I thought it was okay.
I still prefer Jim.
This is animated.
I know, but I still prefer Jim Carrey's.
Yeah, I liked the little emo boy though. Let's see here. Yeah, Minions. They did the Lorax, and they've done.
I liked the Lorax.
I like the Lorax.
A movie
that was
called
also
Hop.
always my favorite book too.
Yeah, it was a great one.
And then
Dr.
some
Seuss's.
movie called Hop. So,
Was that Easter Bunny movie?
Yeah,
I
that
think
one.
so.
That one was an L.
so
but,
but you can't say as
one's
far as
pretty
their
old.
no,
animated-
as far as their animated films, that's a good track list there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good track list.
all of those
so,
movies, all those films made shit.
and
tons
this
of
is
money.
Nintendo, so you know that they're going to critique every fucking
Yeah.
thing. They're going to
Right.
make sure that the film that you're putting out under our name
Right.
is going to be
Right.
top
Well, and
tier.
if they let Illumination do what they
as far as the
normally do,
animation goes, at least.
because correct me if I'm wrong here, but Illumination, one thing that they have that a lot of studios don't have, I think Netflix as a whole needs to take a look at this. they're good at getting the word out. They're good at like they were hyping up everyone going to Minions in suits and shit. They're good at adding their little they're really good at marketing. I don't know why they're really good at marketing shit. So like, I don't know. I think it's a perfect pairing, this studio with the Mario movie. I just want to see how far this connective tissue goes. Now, I can sit here and talk about the fucking connective tissue. Give me a Kirby movie, motherfucker.
Yeah, like I said, there's so much they could do with Mario Bros. I mean, it's a huge universe with so many characters.
Yeah,
it's massive.
Yeah, fuck the MCU. We got the NCU.
But let us know down below what you guys think of the NCU. Are you guys wanting to see? Are you guys excited for this film to happen? Are you excited with the casting? What do you think about Chris Pratt saying he's not going to do the Italian voice? I think honestly it's kind of a plus, but at the same time I think you could have got somebody that could have got the Italian voice. That's someone that could have done it instead of Chris Pratt. So let us know down below in the comments if you're excited for this film and what you guys are thinking it's gonna even look like. So remember, again, mark your calendars for October. New York Comic Con. That is going to be at 4 p.m. and they are going to be showing that trailer there, and we'll react to it for you guys. So moving on to the next topic, there we are going to be moving into
so bad.
Moving into this topic, we're going to be moving into the Amazing Spider-Man 3. Yes, it's a terrible film. We're going to be moving into the Amazing Spider-Man 3. So a few days ago on Twitter, Twitter user Film Odyssey, he tweeted out a list of what he was told is going to be the upcoming films in the Spider-Verse. Now, we talked last week maybe, or maybe might have been the week before, about the pushback of Kraven the Animal Lover and the Madam Web film. The Madam Web film has been pushed back, I believe, into like 2024, and I think Kraven has been pushed back to 2024 as well. But it's later than Madam Web. It's coming out after Madam Web. Madam Web, I believe, is coming out before. Now, Sony has called Madam Web their Multiverse of Madness of their universe. That's what they're aiming for. And the list that he did put out here, and I will show that list here. Move back into this really quickly.
Sony is fucking chill.
For me, I'm still holding out my hope for the Spider-Verse because I have I have ideas of what I believe they're doing.
I can go get a piece of cardboard and a string and put the string through it so it fits on my feet and say, you know what, this is the Jordan of my line. I mean, it's fucking good. I can say a lot of things, but don't tug on Superman's cape, bro. Chill out.
But the thing is, when you have Superman, Kevin Feige involved, it gets a little bit different. Things get a little bit more spicy.
Okay, but that's like Tony. That's like Sony.
Advise them against it, though.
He advised them to slow down on some things. He said, you're doing things too rapidly. There needs to be an order in the way that you're trying to do things. So if the rumor is true and Kevin Feige's hand is in this, because let me read this list. It's El Muerto that no one gives a fuck about.
Actually,
you know what? I don't want to say that. No one gives a fuck about. The Madam Web film, the Kraven the Hunter film. No one now this one, Sandman in the Rhino. Who's looking for that? I don't know. So if this list is true, and Kevin Feige has given his that's a good one. I'm curious as to what that's about because why are we getting a anyway? Moving on, Morbius 2.
Rhino and Scorpion would make more sense together.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. Agreed. Morbius 2. Okay.
That's what the people have been crying out.
That's what everybody.
The people want.
Get some going.
Get some going.
The Amazing Spider-Man, and it says The Amazing Spider-Man, but obviously we know that that's The Amazing Spider-Man 3. And then Spider-Geddon. I don't know if everybody's read that comic. It's an amazing run there. It's an amazing story. It brings all. I'll get into that a little deeper later, but it brings in all of the Spider-Man, even even the video game Spider-Man's there. They're all there. It's dope. It's pretty dope.
It's like a super multiversal.
Yes. He then followed up with Film Odyssey. Then followed up with saying, getting a few DMs about Venom 3 was not on the list that I copied and pasted on the tweet, but yes, it's coming. The one that I didn't copy over, there were separate messages. Was a separate message where Venom 3, Into the Spider-Verse. That's what that is. Sequels, Silk series, plus untitled projects. Sorry for the confusion. So Sony, as we know, has been trying to do their Spider-Verse, been trying to build this up. I mean, but when you see the list there and you hear what he just had to say there about that, your thoughts on if the Amazing Spider-Man 3, which we all know is well deserved by Andrew Garfield, is happening in some of these other films. What are your thoughts on some of those titles there and
what Sony could be possibly want to do.
I mean, I did kind of say my thoughts on Sony earlier before you went down this list, and you did mention Kevin Feige is kind of helping them, but that's like, I have Debo behind me, so I'm gonna act tough. Like, that doesn't... I in the realm of Sony nutting up or shutting up, I don't think they can nut up. I didn't like what they did with Morbius. I didn't understand the whole Kraven tie-in, and you're right, they were just moving really quick and doing things. I didn't like Venom 2. I think if these... I mean, this is how I truly feel about it. If all of these titles were dropped under Disney and Marvel's, I would be losing my mind. But when we talk tempered expectations on this show, I'm... Sony don't... I don't care what they do. I don't really pay... I would like to see Andrew Garfield do more things. I don't... Like, you even went down that list. You're like, who wants this? Who fucking wants this? Even with their updated list and Kevin Feige suggestions, it's still like, don't care.
And I don't want to make it sound like this is an updated list. This has been the list. This is official. Sony has announced these things outside of Sandman and the Rhino.
Right.
Sony has announced El Muerto. They've announced Madam Web. They've announced Kraven. They haven't announced, obviously, Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Geddon. Most of these things they've announced.
But I mean, and also, look at it. You your defense was they have Kevin Feige in their corner, right? But we've already read about the changes that they're doing to Kraven, and it sounds horrible.
But do we still know that those are the changes with the pushbacks to now 2024, with the film not coming out in 2023?
Right. I mean...
Good point.
That is a good point. Things can change. And when I hear more... Because I heard that from Sony, right? When I hear more that things have changed, I will be more interested in it. But the thing is that when they come out and they go... Kraven's going to be a conservationist animal lover, and then they push the movie back, I'm like, okay, tell me that's not a thing anymore. Tell me you completely changed your mind, and I'll be like, ooh, I'm interested. Because my uncle, Kraven has been the one thing he's talked about since the first Spider-Man, Sam Raimi, Spider-Man 1. He's been like, I want to see Kraven.
Yeah.
That's his favorite Spider-Man villain. Now you're getting him, and it's like, you're going to get Kraven Light?
Right.
You know what I mean? You're
Right.
You're gonna get the free download.
And that's the biggest complaint here with Kraven. I mean, there's good stories that you could do with Kraven, but the most popular story that everyone wants to see with Kraven, I'm going to continue to say this because I always bring this up anytime we talk about Spider-Man. It's the same thing with recast T'Challa. People want to see Kraven's first hunt or Kraven's last hunt with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's what people want to see with Spider-Man.
Right.
With your franchise's main character. That's why I don't understand these one-off films with these villains without the person that they're trying to kill, without their arch nemesis.
But I think that
Spider-Man.
goes to all of those movies you listed. El Muerto,
without the presence of Spider-Man, it's just like, why? I get the Madam Web one. I get the Madam Web one because it involves the Spider Universe and all that kind of stuff. I can even understand what else was on there. I could even possibly understand. Okay, no, it stops at the Spider-Geddon.
No,
it stops at Madam Web. But the rest of these, like El Muerto, Kraven the Hunter, Sandman and the Rhino, Morbius fucking 2. Who asked for Morbius 1? I don't. If Spider-Man's... Because remember, God, it makes me mad. Remember how involved I was with Morbius. I was hyped.
You were arguing with me about it a lot.
I was hyped for
overnight,
Morbius.
You were like, fuck.
Because when they took out any implications of Spider-Man, they took out the Daily Bugle, they took out the alley scene, the alley graffiti, they took all that shit out and said there's no Spider-Man, no connections to Spider-Man, no fucking Oscorp, he's gone. I said, why the fuck is this film happening?
But see, okay, we just talked about in our last segment about WB and their Flash movie, right? Whether they'll put it out or not and how the money would affect, If they put out Morbius, then Morbius a second time because trolls on the internet, then El Muerto, then Madam Web, then Kraven the Hunter, then Sandman and the Rhino, and Morbius 2, and we still don't fucking have Spider-Man? How many movies are you going to let tank before you're literally forced to put Spider-Man in, or you cannot make the rest of your
Venom
movies?
3 is supposed to be with Spider-Man. Now, where Venom 3 falls on their timeline, I'm not sure.
Right.
But Venom 3 is supposed to be where Spider-Man shows up. Tom Hardy himself has said that. He's teased that. He has said that Venom and Spider-Man will fight in this third film.
And that's something I would go see, and everyone would because we want to see it. But I'm just saying, like, let's just say they do El Muerto, Madam Web, and Kraven. Then Venom 3, that's still 3 movies that are absent Spider-Man that are not going to be good.
Do them after. If he's going to come in Venom 3, do it after.
But also, I will still argue that if we get, one more time, El Muerto, Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter, Sandman the Rhino, Morbius 2, 5 movies. And pick the 6th movie being Venom anywhere in that lineup, and that's the only time we see Spider-Man. One time in 6 fucking movies.
Now, I will say this too. I will say this, and this is me. Yes, this is me playing again devil's advocate, but I'm also in favor of the Spider-Verse because Spider-Man is one of my favorite fucking Marvel characters. I just don't get how you have one of the most popular Marvel character that's going to put asses in the seats. It's going to put money in the bank. That's going to keep roof and plates hot on your fucking table. Yeah. That's what Spider-Man does. Hell, you re-released No Way Home and it made $6 million. Come on, bro. Come on. So don't tell me that Spider-Man can't do that in a weekend.
On the re-release though, for a weekend.
On a weekend, a re-release, $3 day. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. You're right.
It was $3 day when they released that shit. That's a lot of money. So it's like you've got one of the most popular characters. Why are you not using Spider-Man? I don't get it. But,
I don't get it.
But it's too like they've also said they are going to have a Spider-Man. This was Daniel Esposito that said this when the director of the terrible Morbius film. He said that they have a plan for their Spider-Man. Is it going to be Toby? I can't say. Is it going to be Andrew? Can't say. But is it going to be Spider-Woman? Can't say. It's just going to be, they have a plan for their the new Spider-Man that's going to helm their little universe. So whatever it's going to be, maybe that Spider-Man could show up in El Muerto, could show up in Kraven, could show up in Sandman and the fucking Rhino and whatever the fucking shit sleepover they're doing together. Who knows? I don't know. But the most interesting thing here is honestly Spider-Geddon. You get to Spider-Geddon, and you're getting all... Because Madam Web moves with the multiverse, we all know that. And we know that she is in touch with all the little Spider-Men. We've seen that before. Yeah. And there are so many variations of Spider-Man. You've got Spider-Noir. You've got Spider-Punk. You've got Ben Reilly. You've got Spider-Man 99. You've got Miles Morales. You got Peter Parker. I mean, there's so many... Yeah. There's so many various... Spider-Gwen. There's so many variations of Spider-Man that you have that are all show up in Spider-Geddon. Mm-hmm. And it's basically, that's supposed to be basically their Infinity War. Yeah. That's going to be their big deal, their big multiversal crossover that they have. And if done correctly, it could be brilliant. It's Spider-Man. Yeah. Can you imagine seeing that many Spider-Man on screen live action? Miles being brought in, because I'm still in the camp. Still in the camp of that. When the third Into the Spider-Verse comes out, that's going to be Miles breaking into the live action, because I've seen people saying, they're still going to make a live action Miles origin film. The fuck? Now, I want to say Sony, and they might waste money and do that, but I don't understand in doing that, because you had a brilliant origin story in the animated series.
Yeah, because all they'll do is, if they put one out, is get shit on for the fact that it doesn't touch.
Yeah, that it's not, because that film made them $1 million, I believe.
I don't really want
and
won
awards.
That's kind of been my problem with Marvel here lately, though, is I feel like they're the MCOU, the Marvel Cinematic Origin Universe, because everything has been a slow origin story. So, and there's we've talked about making origin stories work and how you can do them. We know who Miles is, and I think it would be better to have him, like you said, break in. And then, when asked about it, it's as simple as, well, who is this guy? Why don't we have his backstory? Oh, watch Into the Spider-Verse. Mm-hmm. That's his backstory. Mm-hmm. Then you can already do it and don't have to... I'm not super big on...
If I'm over at Sony, I'm doing it that way. If I'm over at Sony, if I'm head of Sony, that's how I'm doing it. In the third film, he breaks into that, because we see him going through different universes in the trailer. Right. But we also saw in Multiverse of Madness that Strange in America went through an animated universe. So it's not saying that can't happen.
Right. It would be kind of dope. Could. I was thinking about this. Okay, so they have these villain movies, right? The Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter, Morbius, so on and so forth. What if Sony did have a new Spider-Man, right? It wasn't Toby, it wasn't Andrew, it wasn't any of them. A new Spider-Man.
Recast Spider-Man.
I mean, fuck, it technically could be Andrew, right?
Yeah.
But they don't say it, right? And so Morbius is doing his thing, and he's trying to accomplish something. And then in his movie, a masked Spider-Man shows up. Mm-hmm. Just like he won't know the identity, we don't know the identity. Yeah. And stops him, right? And that's where at the end of the movie he's... these villains are starting to come together. Mm-hmm. You have Kraven the Hunter, right? And Kraven the Hunter, again, it's all this masked Spider-Man shit. Then his movie comes out, it's revealed who he is. I would kind of fuck with that.
I definitely would not. I most definitely would not.
I'm saying I would rather them do that than not have him in all of their movies. I think both of them can equally be terrible ideas, but at least I am involving Spider-Man.
I'm just in the camp of the same thing I am with Superman in the DC. You're not using your main character. I just don't get it. I mean, again, I've used this comparison. It's just like going to fucking the Titanic and then there's no boat. What are we watching?
Right.
Yeah.
Where's the main attraction of the film? I came to watch the boat sink.
No, but see, and that's what's going to happen is you're going to watch the movie and all of a sudden you're going to notice some trucks show up and they lay some sheet metal out. And trucks show up and lay some beams out. And they go, oh, we got to get to the Titanic. So you're going to watch 6 movies of us building a boat. and then you'll watch the fucking Titanic one day. So you need to watch El Muerto, Morbius, Kraven the Hunter, Sandman and the Rhino. We're getting to Spider-Man. So come watch Titanic 1. We aren't even going to start construction.
Well, you know what?
We're going to
I'm sure
have a spin-off series where they're signing the deals with the companies to build the fucking boat.
I'm sure my $8 or whatever, $12 or $15 at the IMAX theater didn't go missed by Sony. I didn't see Morbius. I'm not seeing El Muerto. I'm not going to watch Kraven the Animal Lover, the Animal Activist Lover. I'm not going to watch that. I'm curious in Madam Web. I'm definitely not watching Sandman and the Rhino because I think Rhino is, first of all, a subpar villain anyway. I don't care unless Spider-Man's involved. Right. Didn't watch Morbius. Won't watch Morbius 2. You've got me on the Amazing Spider-Man. I've been saying that since day one.
We're all in on that.
Andrew Garfield is I'm not one, and you know this. You should know this too from watching some of it. I'm not a bandwagon. I didn't become an Andrew Garfield fan because of No Way Home like the rest of you out there. I did not do that. I became an Andrew Garfield fan when that man put on the suit, came to Comic-Con, expressed his love for Spider-Man, and said, I've been wanting to do this my entire life. And then got on screen and was an amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, I loved his portrayal.
Yes,
I loved it. The second movie, it wasn't his fault. He was good in the movie. It wasn't his fault that the second movie wasn't good, but I was so disappointed when they came to contract disputes or whatever. I think that's what it was, that they ended up not moving forward with the third. But I loved his portrayal back when I was in high school and that movie came out.
So good.
Because he had this, he was the nerd, but he kind of had this coolness to him, and I don't know. I just really loved him as Peter Parker, and he was a good as Spider-Man too. I feel like
his quips.
Yeah, I feel
you
like
call me late, but just can't come late for dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
He was saying.
No,
I
and
thought
that
he was
is
the best
Peter
combination of both. You know, like when it's Spider-Man or Batman, it's like you need someone who can be Spider-Man and Peter Parker. You need someone who can be Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And I feel like Andrew Garfield is that.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield is that. Like, like I said, the
mine.
quips that he had in Amazing Spider-Man, like when I just did 80% of your job for you. Like when he was talking to the police or when he was hunting down Uncle Ben's killer and, all the things he was saying to them. He's like, bro, he's like, what do you say? What do you say to the dude in the car?
About the knives. He's like, oh no, not knives. That's my weakness, knives.
Yeah, man, I fucking love
and
those
that's where
movies.
with people, I grew up, obviously I loved the Sam Raimi. I love Toby, right?
Yeah.
He's not Spider-Man.
He's really not.
He's not.
He's the OG Spider-Man.
I've gotten into arguments with people. I remember I was sitting at my in-laws one time and we were talking about the different Spider-Men, right? And they're like, oh, I love, the Sam Raimi story, So I'm not knocking the movies. I think Spider-Man 2 is fucking last the test of time.
No. Spider-Man 2 is don't make no mistake, and this is not, this is subjective, obviously, but in my opinion, over here at Planet Fanatics, we're calling it law. Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man film. Is that not universal?
It's so
it is No Way Home is great, but No Way Home is not even is it in my top?
No, bro, that scene where they're sitting at the fucking coffee shop and Doc Ock comes in and just fucking wrecks house.
My favorite scene is the clock scene.
Yes,
the clock tower.
But that scene in the coffee shop, I don't remember what movie I was seeing as a little kid, but I was at the movie theaters with my parents, and then it wasn't a trailer, it was just a little clip of that scene that they released when we were in theaters. Shop? Yeah, they just showed that part where he's talking to Mary Jane, then all of a sudden you hear the spider, and it was revealed that it was Doc Ock. Dude, little boy Kellen, I lost my shit.
But I'll say this, because that's the thing, we were, they were talking about how much they love the Sam Raimi movies, and again, the second, Spider-Man 2 is the best fucking one they ever made.
Also a great video game.
But I would argue, and I will argue this with anyone, Tobey Maguire is not Peter Parker. Tobey Maguire is not Spider-Man. Yeah. The girl, I can't think of her name, that played Mary Jane.
Kirsten
Dunst. That's not Mary Jane. That's not. They're great movies. I'm not knocking them. I'm not saying they did bad jobs as actors.
Except for that third one.
But I'm not saying they did bad jobs as actors. I'm not saying anything like that or that the movies are bad. But that is not fucking Peter Parker, dude. It's just fucking.
Yeah, no, like I said, I love Toby. I love him as the OG Spider-Man. I love him for giving us that first realistic Spider-Man movie, which was great.
Fuck, I think Andrew Garfield just looks like Spider-Man.
Andrew Garfield, and let's not forget fucking Tom, because Tom is definitively Spider-Man too. Like, I mean, bro, Tom is definitively Spider-Man. Like when he told Doc Ock, he said, "Look, buddy, I'm in charge of this whole tentacle thing you got going on here." Like I was like,
he also captures the youth of young Spider-Man, inexperienced Spider-Man the best. But also,
never forget, you have a metal arm.
Yes,
it's like
that
you
is
realize
so
you're in the
cool.
Civil War of fucking like.
Yeah.
Even Doctor Strange, he's like, I keep forgetting that you're like fucking 12.
You're a kid. Like, you know, when he
kid.
beat Strange, like, oh look, I got his ring thing. I'm like, man, he's the things that he says as Spider-Man make him Spider-Man.
Well, and that's why as Tom Holland grows, if he stays with Spider-Man as he ages, right, and we get to see the I need pictures of Spider-Man. That level, that age Spider-Man, the college and post-college Spider-Man. If we see that as Tom Holland, then I could come in and go, "Hey, bro, Andrew Garfield was great, but no, it's Tom Holland, right?"
Yeah.
Then I could do that.
I would fight
that's
you.
What's upsetting about that.
The reason I would. Oh, go ahead, Kellen.
Sorry, I was just gonna say it's what's upsetting about seeing all these is that I want to see these guys with that Spider-Man, that Tom Holland Spider-Man as he's growing and establishing this like Rolodex of villains. But
and
instead,
I hope we get that in the MCU.
I hope we do too, but I'm not really holding out much hope for Sony.
No.
I'm hoping. Okay, K Figs is over there. My boy K Figs, he's over there. Let's hope he can, do the Midas touch and fix this thing. But unless they put Spider-Man in these things, I just really don't care because it's just a character that they're not doing as well as Marvel would do. And on top of that, to add insult to injury, there is no Spider-Man in it.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
Yeah, that's very true. It's not something that Marvel would do with the character. But I would fight you on that. And the reason I fight you on that because if Amazing Spider-Man 3 does happen and he gets to fight the alien that he's wanting to fight,
yes, I'm all about Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 3. Anything Andrew Garfield, sign me up.
I would, but like I said, all the Spider-Man, anything with Spider-Man is going to get anybody on board because Spider-Man is just absolutely a fan favorite. I mean, everybody loves Spider-Man. So I would be totally interested in seeing the Amazing Spider-Man 3. I'm totally interested in the Spider-Geddon. You can take the rest of that shit outside of Madam Web, and I'm cautioning myself on Madam Web.
Right.
Out of that. I'm not interested. Yeah. And, maybe we just may be biased, but, let us know down below in the comments what you guys think. Or if you saw Morbius, because you saw Morbius? Okay, I did not see Morbius. I refuse to watch it, even for free. I will not subject myself to the bullshit that is not Spider-Man. So, but you let us know down below in the comments if you guys liked Morbius, if you liked this list that Film Odyssey put out on Twitter for the future of the Spider-Verse. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys think about that. We'll move on here into our... let's go ahead and read some of those comments.
I'm going to go on ahead here real quick, do my little comment corner. A lot of it is just standard agreeing with us here. Let's go. Okay, sorry, I was getting caught up on the other topics we had here. Raymond 2000 said, "Why are we getting a Madam Web film before a live-action Spider-Man 2099 or Miles Morales film? Because Sony doesn't know what fans want." That's the simple answer. Raymond 2000 also said that the Kraven is an animal lover thing is hilarious, and Gray said nobody's asking for these Sony films without Spider-Man in them. Kraven the Last Son is his signature story with Spider-Man. Agreed. That's what everybody wants to see. Yeah. Raymond 2000 didn't even see Morbius, neither did we. Neither did Gray.
None of y'all saw it either?
And then he...
That's funny.
That tells you something.
And then Gray's talking about the subway train fight on Spider-Man 2 was fucking amazing.
That's my favorite. That's because that leads the clock scene. I'm sorry. Yeah. The clock scene leads into the subway scene because I love that when Ock's standing there and he's like waiting for Spider-Man and Spider-Man's like that's right after he kidnapped. No, that's right after he shows up at the coffee scene and he's got Mary Jane.
Because he goes up onto the subway.
And he's got his powers back. He crushes the glasses, puts the suit back on.
Yeah.
That fight is so fucking dope, bro. Yeah. Doc Ock is dope.
And then Gray said Paul Rudd should have been Raimi's Peter Parker. I don't think. In my mind, when I think Paul Rudd, I don't think Peter Parker.
No.
I mean, he's funny and I like him, but he has a different kind of...
his arms are too short.
Maybe...
Do you know the length of his arms?
I don't know. Look, I feel like you pull up a picture of him with his arms down. They don't seem like adequate for.
Are you just looking at motherfuckers' arms like that?
Matthew McConaughey also kind of short arms. Does nobody else take in people's arm length?
I have not. That's not.
So from now on, anytime we get a casting update, I'm gonna look at you and see what you notice about it and be like, oh wow, well their left eye is 1 centimeter smaller than their right eye.
No, I'm strictly arms, bro.
Yeah. And then Raymond said after seeing No Way Home, I would love Andrew to come back on for a Sonyverse Spider-Man movie. Yeah, a lot of people jumped on that bandwagon too. It was a thing. I'm gonna say this real quick before we move on to the next segment, because we are running long today. We just appreciate everyone who's watching, everyone who's commenting. You know, we love seeing you guys. We love the support you give us all the time. We're still on that quest for 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you like, share with your friends. You know, we're sitting now. We broke 750. That's really fucking cool. We're definitely enjoying it. Again, if you guys want to support us, we do have our Streamlabs. We do take donations on there, and everything you give goes right back into the channel for you guys. But if you want an easy way to support us, like the video, sub to us, share to people, and help us hit that 1,000 goal, because we're not going to get it without you guys.
We appreciate all you guys out there. It is the love is real, and it is reciprocated and sent back to you guys. We love you guys so much. Want to say here too. Also, so moving on to the next topic here on this one, it's the Superman tease. Henry Cavill being teased in Black Adam. Now, there's been rumor after rumor after rumor involving Henry Cavill. Whether it be joining the MCU, whether it be continuing on in the DCEU, furthering on his contract with Zaslav, in talks with Marvel for a contract, so many different things. The Witcher season 3, is that what's about to come out? He's been
so ready.
Been doing so much on that. And then you got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, whose Black Adam film does come out October 21st, 2022, announced 15 fucking years ago. It was not literally 15 years ago. But the film has a new TV spot, and in the new TV spot, you hear him say, "No one on planet Earth can stop me." And the rumor around that, well, not rumor, but some speculation theories people are saying is that after he says that, are we going to see Henry Cavill, Superman, like maybe the boots come down in the top half of the screen, say, well, I'm not from this universe, or something like that.
I'm not from this planet.
Or, from this planet. Yeah. I'm not from this planet. But are we going to see Henry Cavill? Did The Rock get what and I'm going to say this, The Rock has some major pull over at WB. Now,
it's The Rock.
Yeah, it's The Rock, but at the same time, that's
he's
the
box office.
Let me go ahead and put that right there.
No, I need to.
That's The Rock.
No, I need to make something clear.
That's not Black Adam.
No, but I need to make something clear to you. It's The Rock.
Oh, I know who the man is, but this is a vanity project for The Rock.
Yeah, he can totally.
This is not that, but that's what I'm saying. He's claiming this is for the fans. This is for this. This is that. This is in my opinion, this is a vanity project for The Rock.
Right.
This has been in the works for 15 years.
Yeah.
Your ears aren't pointed. And yes, I'm nitpicking because I'm a fan of Black Adam. Your ears aren't pointed. You didn't even take the time to understand or to have the accent of Black Adam.
Right.
This has been a film that you have wanted. You came out on at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, talking about the hierarchy of the DCEU is about to change forever. The DCEU, as you know, is about to change. This is a vanity project. He does not really care about, in my opinion, he does not really care about this, and and I think he has way too much pull at WB. I don't give a fuck what his name is.
To be involved in it, if he was
he didn't want Shazam involved.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Henry
say
Cavill
about that.
With The Witcher, he would be going for accuracy.
And here's the difference there, and I'll say this. So the reason he got so high and mighty on this is because Stan Lee himself said to The Rock, "You are the living Black Adam." Stan Lee said it to him, so that's been stuck in his head. And here's the thing, though.
That's cool.
You're right. You're right. This is a total vanity project. He looks nothing like Black Adam. You could replace this trailer with Hercules, with the Scorpion King. It's the same goddamn character.
Well, The Rock is himself in every movie.
And a thing to me too. So in that moment where he says, if it's a regular Black Adam movie, right, and we take The Rock out, and he says, "No one on this planet could beat me," I do not. If it's Black Adam, I'm not expecting Superman to come down and say, "I'm not from this Earth." I am expecting a little boy to rise up as a full man and go, I'm from this earth.
Let me divert. Your expectations. That
it's not happening. I know it's not because I know that
he doesn't want He doesn't want Shazam.
If The Rock was not playing Black Adam, right? In a Black Adam film, I truly expect that scene where he literally is unstoppable and he is like, no one on this planet can stop me, and a little goddamn boy is like, Shazam.
Yeah.
And then beats his fucking ass.
Yeah, well,
and
the only way you're hearing
sheltered by, or ego stunted by a literal fucking 11-year-old.
The only way you're hearing Batson say anything is in Batson's film, because he's not in this. He won't be in this. The Rock doesn't want that. He doesn't want anything with Shazam in the film. He said he wants Superman, and I don't know how we're skipping Shazam to get to Superman, but this is DC. This is classic DC. This is what they do. They skip story to progress story, and then you have to try to progress whatever story they've tried to build, and then you have all these plot holes, all these missing pieces, people complaining, fans upset. This is why the DCEU is the current state that it's in.
Yeah. Well, then that's why I wonder, is Black Adam...
And I'm
gonna whoop Superman's ass because he has one of Superman's biggest
I'm sorry. Let me divert expectations here too. Henry Cavill ain't in this shit. Superman's not in this, bro. I'm sorry. Henry Cavill's not in this film. I don't believe it.
Right.
I don't believe it until I see it.
Well, no. I mean, I would believe it to be like an after credits. Or
I don't believe it for. I don't even believe it for an after credit. I don't believe it. And here's why I don't. What would be the purpose? Let me say this. Did DC not just say they're rebooting? Yeah. So what would be the purpose of having him come in to further the dying DCEU that's supposed to die after The Flash?
That's just been my thought about any announcements that they've had after saying that. I'm like, why are we supposed to care? And
that's my point, because I've seen everybody having all these DCEU speculations. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be. But the fucking press conference call that I heard Zaslav talking in, he said, we're rebooting.
Yeah.
We're starting over. It's going to be fresh. We're going to have the main... He even named Superman. Superman will be our main. Batman, Wonder Woman, the rest of them, the regular guys in the league. So why does this matter? Why?
That's where I'm at, yeah.
And that's why I don't think Henry Cavill's in it, because what? For what? For like, so is Black Adam getting a second? I mean, he might get a second, but is it going to be within the continuity of whatever the new reboot? Like, I'm confused.
Oh no. So what's really funny about this too? You mentioned the Rock Vanity Project. This just dawned on me that I noticed yesterday, and I was like, maybe I should bring this up on the channel. Rock has his energy drink line, Zoe Energy, right? That's his energy drink.
Right.
Do you know what the new cover of Zoe Energy Drink is? Black fucking Adam. We're watching The Rock. That's what we're doing.
I've been saying
you mentioned Henry. Okay, so Henry Cavill.
This is like day one with this film.
On The Witcher. Exactly, so Henry Cavill literally. I mean, I could also throw Ryan Reynolds into this, but I'll give you a different. Henry Cavill literally is such a fan of the Witcher story and the Witcher franchise. He was like, "Hey, we're doing this."
I've seen interviews with him on Graham Norton talking about
it. This wasn't someone approached him, would you like to play Geralt of Rivia? This was him going, hey, someone make the goddamn movie, I want to be Geralt.
Yeah.
There are interviews of him where he'll do a scene, and then look like, you can walk over and kind of look at the playback, and then walk over and grab dirt and start rubbing it on his face, and he's like, I'm not dirty enough. This doesn't look real. This is not what Geralt would do. This is not how it's supposed to look, y'all. Because he's literally looking at the game, and looking at the books, and then going, okay, I gotta do that. Because that's what the fuck this is. The first season, people actually got a little mad because it was so kind of time jumpy and episodic. Right. But his argument, which I agree with, the first book of the Witcher series is Tales and Fables. So I did Tales and goddamn Fables, every episode's its own thing. Now we're following a canon storyline. That is how you love a series.
Right.
Yeah,
And The Rock is instead going, look at me, I'm The Rock.
Yeah.
In another Rock thing, I'm going to whoop the fuck out of Dr. Fate because I'm The Rock, and then you're going to sell more of my energy drink.
I mean, man, I would love to see...
And I love The Rock.
As everybody knows, I love Henry Cavill's Superman. Despite the divisiveness around him, I'm a Snyder fan, so of course, I'm in that minority there. I am a Snyder fan. I love the Snyder Cut. But I will say this, too. I know the S stands for hope, but you can get the hope out. He's not in this. He's not in this. Like, he's not. Because it just narratively makes no sense. If they're rebooting. And that's from the horse's mouth. They said that. So if they're rebooting, like, I don't know, does the Black Adam film tie into the reboot stuff?
I don't know, bro.
It's confusing. At this point, it's exhausting. I don't know that I care anymore.
It's weird because he's a huge star. He's the biggest actor in the world, but he's not a great actor.
Yeah.
And he's not a screenplay writer. He's not a writer. He doesn't write scripts. So why is he calling the shots on what they're doing? One, just in the aspect of like comic books, DC, what makes sense to actually do for a storyline, and then also even just the Hollywood aspect of coming up with a story. He's just like, hey, I want to be the only big bad dude on the screen. I don't want to be overshadowed by, Shazam or whatever. Like,
right, that's why I thought that Fantastic or that Fast and the Furious and I'm not a big Fast and Furious fan.
That Hobbs and Shaw shit?
No, not Hobbs and Shaw. Well, yeah, he did come into the Fantastic Four universe, or not the Fantastic Four, the Fast and Furious, and take it over, and then it was like, fuck you, I'm doing my own side thing with it. Yeah. But no, the first movie he was introduced in Fast and the Furious where him and...
he was dope, though.
No, but where him and Vin Diesel were fighting and throwing each other through walls and shit, I was literally like... This is the most circle jerk muscle fest I've ever it wasn't badass in the sense of Bruce Lee fighting Chuck Norris on screen. It wasn't like that. It was literally I felt like it was struggling over two guys who want to be the alpha male in a movie.
Well, was that
Fast
Seven?
What it is? That's the dynamic.
Was that
of them
Fast
too,
Seven?
From what everybody says.
Was that the one that Paul Walker? Was that Paul Walker? It was. The last one I watched was Paul Walker one. That was the last Fast because at that point, how Fast and Furious are we getting? Because we've been going for 7 movies.
I mean, it started. They were like drag
they gotta
racing,
go to
and now
space.
they're secret agents, and they're all.
They gotta go to space.
Yeah, I'm out.
It's
I'm
odd.
out. I'm out of the family. I'm out the family on that one.
I don't. So
I'm just.
That's all I'm saying though. Is it's a weird masculinity thing. And don't get me wrong, The Rock. This is the thing with him, on his social medias and as a person, right, dude. I fucking love the way The Rock.
I love him. I think he's
I would
cool.
vote for him for goddamn president.
Do you know he gets $1 million a post? If he's gonna post about your product, that'll be $1 million, please, for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's
that.
fucking awesome.
Now,
everybody loves him.
The possibility is there.
I also fully agree that his acting is not acting. It's not. It's a joke to what acting.
His wife is his agent.
Cousin, no, I'm kidding.
And his wife is his agent, and she's also Henry Cavill's agent. So I mean, there are connections that could be made there. There are those connections that could be made there.
Those two fucking colossal handsome men. Wow.
But I just, man, I think I've just lost a lot of hope, especially after.
Maybe it's because he knows it's tanking, so he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna have fun, and I'm gonna make my Roxy you."
I mean, then he's still begging for, they talked to Wonder Woman, Galda, or however you say her name. Yeah, Gal Gadot. She said that she would be interested in a Marvel DC crossover, and I'm gonna go ahead and flip that shit. I'm gonna piss on your parade. That's never gonna happen. No. That is never gonna happen.
K-Fikes is like, no, you're not. I built a beautiful, gorgeous home. You're not bringing in a bunch of vagrants to shit on my nice couch.
I mean, I could see it if one of those things where Marvel has gone on, let's say 30 fucking years in the
ex-wife.
I'm corrected. It's his ex-wife.
It's his ex-wife, okay. His ex-wife is his agent still?
I believe so. Yeah.
But anyway, so you have 50 years in the future, I guess. Marvel's so played out, right? They're not. It's just not. All the stories have been told. They're not really doing too much anymore. DC is finally getting their universe off the ground, right?
Yeah.
And then at that point, Marvel could lean over and go, "Hey,
I don't know if I
crossover," and then it's like. The crossover you never expected in cinema history. 50 years in the making. I swear, at one point they're going to make movies about people making movies, and it's like we're inside the universe of the film of the film.
Right.
Like,
that's why I just don't know if I care anymore because it's
not much original.
Yeah, it's just to the point where it's like I don't care. But let us know down below what you guys think. I mean, of course, we're going to see Black Adam. We'll see it. I don't know if we're going to see it. Like it's not like be like, oh, got to see it opening day. I'll see it when I see it, and then we'll give you guys a review of it, of course. But let us know what you think. Is Henry Cavill showing up in Black Adam? Is Henry Cavill showing up in anything DC related anymore? Or are you on the camp that maybe Henry Cavill's talking to Marvel and that whole thing over there is real? But let us know down below in the comments what you guys think of that line there. No one on this planet can stop me. Is
Henry Cavill showing up and saying, I'm not from this planet?
Let us know down below in the comments. And we'll move on to the next topic there, and that is going to be Will Smith's return. Will Smith, and this is second to last topic here. Will Smith is going to be returning in a film. Well, let me start this. Anytime Will Smith's name is brought up, people's minds immediately go to the Oscars a few months ago. The slap, everything with that. After the slap, of course, people were calling for him to be canceled. People were calling for him to apologize.
Calling it his post-slap role.
Yeah, people were even calling him to be arrested and everything like that. So many things should have been done to Will Smith, and even since the apology, the written statement and the coming out in the Q&A type style apology that I felt was unnecessary for him to have to do. But outside of Bad Boys, which according to Martin Lawrence is still happening, Brilliance is his film that is supposed to be coming out, and it is based off of a novel, and the novel is written by Marcus Satsky, but this is coming to us from IndieWire, and I'll go over to that article there, IndieWire, that had this to say. Four-time winner, four-time director, most recently helmed episode 4 and 5 of Disney Plus's Ms. Marvel. The adaptation of Marcus Satsky's novel is produced by Paramount Pictures. Can't really see that. And has been dubbed a passion project for the Oscar winner Smith and screenwriter, I'm not butchering her name, Miss Goldsman, who collaborated on iRobot, which I love, I Am Legend, and Hancock. I love I Am Legend. Hancock is not one of my favorites.
If the lights are messing with your eyes, I have a pretty good view of it too.
Okay. Yeah, so that glare there. But so he's going to be helming this film, and what did they, I think they go on to say here? The book centers on Nick Cooper, a federal agent who works for the Department of Analyst and responds in. I'm sorry, Trey, and is tasked with tracking down the number 1% of neurotypical people. Yeah, go ahead. I can't see that. Read that.
Deemed abnords or brilliants, who are born with special powers. The character Nick is a patient of a brilliant daughter and is also an unborn himself. In the Blade Runner-esque twist, he has the ability to see the future and ultimately tries to stop a civil war. So, I like this because at first...
X-Men, everybody's saying. I agree.
Yeah, well, at first I didn't want him to come back and do, because he'll do something like a Hancock, but then he'll do King Richard. He'll do something like a I Am Legend, and then do something like Pursuit of Happiness, which makes me fucking cry my eyes out. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, so I wasn't sure if I watched that again after having children. That movie, I sobbed. Embarrassing. I was snotted, dude. It was so terrible. But anyway, I didn't want him to come back and do like a biopic or do a, to get in good graces or this and that, because he doesn't fucking need to. I'm glad he's just jumping back into it and do a cool film. Let's get some Men in Black type shit. Let's get some Will Smith back on screen.
Right. Yeah. It's been 6 months since Chris Rock, and rightfully so. Chris Rock has every right to still be pissed if he wants to. I'm mad at people from 2002, so he has he has every right to be mad.
That motherfucker cut me off in traffic. I swear. In 2002, you said that motherfucker took my lunchbox.
He's got every right to be pissed. Mm-hmm. But
you have a different panel about this today, by the way.
Yes, that's true. He has every right to be pissed, but everyone else needs to get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
Everyone else still out there talking about, I'm still not over it. He needs to be. You didn't get hit. You weren't. He's been publicly humiliated now. Yeah. He's lost money. Yeah. He's lost projects. Right. He's had to apologize twice.
Well, see, all that's unnecessary, right?
Unnecessary.
I said Hell Jada did enough to him already.
Yeah. Right.
But
we've seen actors do worse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I've even heard
Miller.
Ezra Miller. I.e. fucking Ezra Miller. And I've heard people even saying, I've heard some people saying that they wouldn't mind having Harvey Weinstein back to produce some things. Exactly. You can say that and that, but in the same breath, we'll say, but Will Smith needs to be canceled.
No, so here's it. So at
there's also a half-ass slap. It's not like he really
right. He beat the shit out of him.
I'm saying at certain points.
I thought it was fake when I first saw it. Yeah. I thought it was
scripted, some stage.
I knew it wasn't fake when Will sat back down and said, "Keep my wife's
name."
When that happened, I went,
I was like, "Damn."
Right. Now I'll say
that angry man.
a lot of this shit is also the internet's the internet, and it's going to be toxic, and it's going to be bots, and it's going to be just chat bots saying shit, just the dumb chatter, right?
Yeah.
But I think the everyday person, like what I meant earlier when I said you have a different panel on this, right? So Kellen and I are extremely huge comedy fans. We listen to probably every comedian's podcast you can think of.
Yeah.
And so, sure, I had the same reaction that I did then when it first happened. You know, I kind of agreed with what most comedians were saying of it wasn't handled in the moment correctly as far as what they should have done at all in that one moment at the Oscars, right? You asked someone to fucking leave or what the fuck ever. No one needed to go to jail or whatever. No. And then what did I say earlier about whenever celebrities that are multimillionaires and billionaires get in trouble?
Yeah.
You get asked to leave the fucking Oscars, right? Sir, can you please leave? You just slaps, our host. Then you go sit in timeout for a couple months, right? With your billions and billions of dollars, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. And quite honestly, since he was going through an emotional moment, go get some therapy. Work some shit out, right? Work on you. Take a 6-month break. It's literally put the kid in timeout. You got emotional, now go calm down. Adults need a timeout too. And now he's back. Let's fucking watch the show. Like, it's not anything that goddamn serious, right?
It was, to me, my position from day one.
Yeah.
It was never that serious.
Right.
He hit him. It's assault. I get that.
Yeah.
He hit him. It was over. Let it fucking go. Like, no one...
Charges weren't pressed.
No one was hit. Like, you weren't personally hit.
Right.
No one... Like, and again... I'm just going off what Will has said in interviews since then. What Will has said. He said he did that in defense of someone he loved. We don't know how everybody's being so sympathetic of Miller. Be that. Right. Take that sympathy, give it to Will. Because Will also said... He grew up watching his dad beat the shit out of his mother.
Right.
And he said that he would never watch someone he loved be publicly humiliated or beaten or talked down to again. Yeah. So take that mental aspect that he's dealing with.
But see, no, because we're going to...
There is no buts on that.
We can go back and forth on this because I've also seen tons of videos where Will Smith, as a comedian, is making fun of people quite harshly. And it's supposed to be a joke. So we can go back and forth on what's a joke, what isn't, what's allowed to say, what's not. The bottom line is, all it comes down to is fucking 6 months ago. Again, the worst thing that needed to happen to him was simply sir, you're being disruptive, you hit our host, just go home. Just go home. And then Will Smith doesn't really do shit for like 2 or 3 months. And then he comes back because no one else gives a shit, right? That's the worst that should have ever happened. That's like when he made that fucking apology video, the post on Instagram.
Unnecessary.
I was like, bro, chill the fuck out. It's not that serious.
But see, that's not Will wanting to do that, I'm sure. I'm sure that's the pressure of everyone else because people were messaging him talking, I'm so disappointed in you. Like, Will Smith.
Right.
How are you going to be disappointed in someone you don't fucking know? Like, don't. I hate the illusion that just because we see these celebrities' Instagrams and their personal pictures and their personal inner thoughts on Twitter that we know them.
Yeah, it's a mistake.
I'm a fan of Will Smith. I don't know Will Smith.
Right.
I don't know what he's gonna do from day 1 to day 2 or the next minute to the next minute. You don't know what triggers this man. You don't know what this man's past has been. You don't know anything about him. So stop assuming that you know him. So everybody coming at him talking about this and this and that shit is so fucking annoying to me. And it's annoying because, again, I'm not discrediting or downplaying what happened. It's serious. It's assault. You hit someone on national television.
Wasn't cool.
I say that. But here's the same thing, too. Again, Ezra Miller. I made a whole video about this. Ezra Miller. You cannot tell me that you're sitting there saying, yeah, but Ezra Miller is this and Ezra Miller is that. And oh, but Will Smith, he slapped. He didn't beat the shit out of this man. Right. He slapped him. Yeah, it's on national television. He slapped him. But I already listed off a trillion things fucking Miller has done.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, here's the thing,
whataboutism doesn't have to be a thing. I mean, sorry to cut you off. I'll be real quick. Whataboutism doesn't have to be a thing. Like I keep saying, we're all fucking adults here, right?
Right.
If fucking one of our hosts or guests or whatever got super pissed and fucking threw something to you or something, what's the most common sense response? Hey, go home.
Yeah.
We're adults here, right? You have to have decorum. Go home. And then whatever, and then a couple months go by, he checks himself, thought it up, maybe he can come back, right? It's just being fucking adults. It's little, because that's the thing, people are getting caught up in the little micro arguments, right? Was what he said too far, has Will ever said it, and it goes back and forth, when really all it is, hey, probably everyone was in the wrong about something. The only thing is one person swung, so they need to go home, calm down, and then come back later. That's literally how you handle it. It's with children. You separate them.
Yeah.
The child that caused it gets a little time out, and they come back, and that's just come on.
Yeah, I mean that's. Now,
what were you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, here's my thing: is one, okay, this happened. Was it okay? No. Jada had just put out that video about like, oh, I love my bald head. Like, you know, say what you want, make fun of me, I won't care. And then like right after, she obviously did care. So that
Red Table Toxic Talk. I can't stand her.
I
can't stand her.
I always got a bad read on her even back before any of the. I don't know what it was. There was something. But my thing is, okay, how long has Will Smith been famous? And he's always been, you know.
We've never had a story like this about
never a controversial thing, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing.
I'd be like, if Keanu Reeves hit somebody, I'd be
right,
like, it's Keanu, bro, leave him alone.
But it's like, here's what his punishment was, besides what you were saying, the time off, the lost projects, lost money and all that. Here's what his punishment was. That man grew up poor, was a rapper from Philly, and then they came and they were like, we love your personality and everything. We want to make a show around you. Never acted before. Mm-hmm. He was a rapper. Mm-hmm. You can go back and watch the early episodes, and Hillary's talking, he's mouthing the words because he was so nervous. He memorized everybody's lines.
Yeah. You can see him doing it.
He had to learn not to do that. He a kid, I think he was like 17 or something when they started that show, went from a kid who had never acted, was doing stuff like that, and built his brand and everything all the way up until that movie where he finally won an Oscar. Mm-hmm. And on that night, it's not about him winning an Oscar. And he had to go home that night and know that he did that he caused that for himself. Mm-hmm. That's bad enough. Do you think, if anybody thinks that during this time that he's just been arrogant and like thinking like, oh, poor me, woe is me. No, I'm sure he went through some serious depression, some serious embarrassment, all that.
Like I said, we don't know what Will deals with. Yeah, we don't know what Will deals with in the Smith household in his head.
Well, and trust me,
and I think the idea that you think they have the audacity to think that you do is ridiculous to me. That's crazy. I just think, you know, let that shit
and
has to be.
And I think it's the thing too, where if you followed Will Smith's story, it breaks my heart simply because, like, part of the reason why they started becoming more of an open family and discussing things and, you know, this and that, right, is because at certain points, like, they'd go through a hard part in their marriage, right, and they'd get through it and they'd openly talk about it. And it was really, if you listen to a lot of what they would talk about in the aftermath, like what they learned, it was really good information, you know. It was very, like, I remember one of the things Will Smith said that's prolific in my life and has, like, changed how I interact in my marriage, in my own personal home, is he said that, you know, Jada's happiness is not his responsibility. So
Yeah,
I'm not responsible. We're two people. We're happy, and then we come together and celebrate that happiness together. I can help you. I can be a shoulder to lean on, but if you're not happy, that's not my fucking. It's not me. Unless I'm the reason you were unhappy, right. And that changed my whole look in my own house, man. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, to me, it always seems like it's the. We can go for days, but it'd be the Jada's unhappy about something, and Will has to sit there and publicly, you know, I was unhappy, so I slept with our son's young friend, and he's like, yeah, I and he'll hold it in, but he's like, you're a person, I understand, you're gonna go. He's so understanding and loving and such a big heart. Or the whole, I threw you one of the best birthday parties ever, la da da, and Jada's like, I hate everything, and he's still trying, like. Yeah. He's always just on the end of things, and I feel so bad for him as a person because he's such a nice guy. We wouldn't have Burt Kreischer, one of our favorite comedians, run for Will fucking Smith. Yeah. Will Smith's made tons of people's careers.
Will's great, man. That whole night never changed my perception of Will. Nope. Will is great.
Like I said, it made me worried for him versus those few seconds. I'm not gonna whittle him down to those few seconds.
Right.
I'm gonna look at his whole life.
Right.
The things that he's done for people, the person he's been. Have you ever heard anybody talk about, oh, this guy's a nightmare on set?
Right. No,
and he's the biggest movie star in the world, and all you ever hear is about his humility and being approachable. Cut him some slack. He had a moment. All the red tabletop stuff that led up to that.
Like, that's what I'm saying. All that toxic shit.
Yeah. It happened to blow on at the worst possible time.
At the worst possible time.
But that's normally when shit does happen like that. And again, all I felt was concern for him. Right?
Like,
all I
when he
felt
was
was
crying
concern.
during his acceptance speech, like, he had just done that and it was inappropriate, but at the same time, I wanted to hug the guy and be like, bro, it's okay.
Like the Fresh Prince, anytime I think of Will, I mean, there's so many greats. Independence Day, Ali, I Am Robot, I Am Legend, or I Am Robot, I Robot, I Am Legend, you know, Bad Boys. Fresh Prince, though, for me is, like, I just grew up watching the Fresh Prince. You know, it was something that was always, especially on Nick at Night. It was always on Nick at Night.
Yep, same.
You know, so just watching it all of the time, I mean, man, I love Will.
Yep.
I love Will.
And
So,
I'm excited for his new project.
I am excited for his new project. You're brilliant. I'm excited for it. It's something he's been wanting to do since it was first announced in 2019. It's been something he's been wanting to do. It sounds like it's going to be on a a type of X-Men type film here.
He doesn't have a lot of misses.
No,
you know?
He's got some great
Planet
films.
Earth,
7 Pounds,
whatever it was.
Pursuit of
That's
Happiness.
like- that's like
or,
the one.
yeah, that one is ass.
That's why I said not a lot. Because there is that one.
But you guys, let us know down below in the comments. I mean, we talked about brilliance, but we also talked about a lot of the stigmatism that's still following around Will, and I think that's just unfair. So I think everybody needs to give brilliance a chance, because Will, no pun intended, is brilliant. I think he is. I think that what he does as an actor, what he does anytime that he steps on screen, I mean, like Kellen pointed out, you don't see or hear bad things about Will outside of the Oscar slap. So I think everybody, again, unless you're Chris Rock or unless you're the Academy themselves, get the fuck over it and wipe this slate clean with Will. So let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking of brilliance and any of the other stuff involving Will Smith.
And fuck, Chris Rock literally got like 3 sold out tours from that slap.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it made him more fucking
Hell,
money
they
than-
asked him. The Academy asked him, "Do you want to do it again?" And he said no. But
No, I'm just saying, no, his tour,
course,
the
definitely
whole
so. Oh,
thing
yeah, I'm
immediately
sure.
sold out the
I'm
next
sure
fucking day.
people
And
love drama. People, yes.
the next one is our last topic?
Yes, this is the last
so
topic.
I will
here.
go on ahead real fast, and again, shout out in the comments. I'm seeing Gray said that Will's been wanting to do that film for years, like you were saying. Raymond says the white privilege double standard with Miller and Will irritates me to no end.
To no
I agree.
end. To no end.
There's a lot of caucasity in the building. Gray said he's been humiliated for 2 years now. It was the build up to it. He got asked questions about the entanglement on the red carpet during the awards circuit.
See, that's what I mean. That's
also
what I mean.
during the award shows, and they're there to celebrate his night of accomplishment, not jokes about his wife's appearance and her outed transgressions. So that was from Gray.
Yeah, I agree.
So as we're going into our last topic here, I'm going to go ahead one more time. I appreciate everybody commenting. I appreciate, again, we hit 750. We're that much closer to our 1,000 goal. I'm super excited about it. If you want to support us, please like, share, subscribe, let people know what's going on. We're going to keep coming back here every week. We're doing all of our reviews. This train ain't stopping.
No, this has been a great stream too. By the way, I will say that this has been a great stream. It's been on par with how I'm wanting streams to be. It's the engagement from you guys, the conversation from us, the topics that are endless. It's been great. So we appreciate all of you guys being here.
And since this is the last one, I'm going to take a second here. We always talk about it. We are trying to constantly add new things, add ways that you can be more personally involved in the channel. We have some ideas we're going to be coming up with. We've revamped our TikTok. I've been doing that. There's just a lot of stuff. We're trying to get the word out, get the message out, get more people in these chats with you guys, start this community, really get it going. And again, lastly, we do have our Streamlabs. If you would like to show some support, show some support like that, it is in the description, I believe the link is. And, any donation we get, it goes right back into the channel. It's how we've gotten some of our newer cameras and, just different stuff like that. It always goes back into you guys, and we appreciate any form of support. But like I said, right now, the biggest form of support, share us, man. Get the word out there. We really appreciate all that y'all are doing.
I did not put that out there yet, but I will say that. You guys, you viewers, you guys that tune in weekly and support us throughout the week, paid for the new camera.
Oh, I shouldn't have put that out, huh?
No, that's fine. That is that Trey and Kellen are currently on. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys so very much. But we will move here into the last topic. The last topic is looks like Sony is trying to capitalize on the success of Cobra Kai and wanting to have
They announced this a few days ago, announcing that
I saw that.
new Karate Kid film is going to be coming out June 7th, 2024. This film will not have anything to do with Cobra Kai, though, and it will not have any. The writers are not involved in it. They're not going to be doing anything with the film at all.
Is Ralph Macchio going to be in it, or is it going to be like
No.
No, it's its own thing.
It's its own
Okay.
thing.
It's just the Karate.
Yeah, it's not going to exist within the continuity of the current
Okay.
Karate Kid series or Jaden Smith's or anything like that. This is its own thing. Let me see.
I'll read this here. It says Sony Pictures has announced the return of the original Karate Kid franchise to the big screen by dating a new Karate Kid movie for June 7, 2024. While the franchise has lived on thanks to Netflix's Cobra Kai series, which just debuted its 5th season on the streaming platform, this new Karate Kid project will be the franchise's first offering since a 2010 reboot started by Jaden Smith. The 2024 Karate Kid movie does not yet have a synopsis from the studio or the cast or crew attached. Other new titles added to Sony's release calendar include Untitled. We're not going into what they're doing with their horror films and all that kind of stuff. Don't care.
But with this, it's not a surprise that Sony's going to Sony, honestly, because we were just talking about Sony being Sony. They see the massive success of Cobra Kai. And many fans like myself love Cobra Kai. I think Cobra Kai is great. But they see the massive success of Cobra Kai, and they're looking at that thinking, okay, let's try to capitalize on this and do this new film or whatever it is that they're trying to do. But I think that that's a little miss. I mean, what are your thoughts before I even go into what I've got to say, Trey? Your thoughts on the?
I don't care. let me actually. I'm not gonna do you like that. So, I don't think. I mean, it'll be a movie, and some people. I think it'll make some money, right? Sure, but the thing that, in my opinion, got people involved in Cobra Kai in the very start, right? So there's 3 things that, in my opinion, have led to Cobra Kai's success,
Of course.
right? The first one is that connective tissue.
Everybody
right?
knows that.
Oh my God, they
brought everyone back, though.
Right.
They got
so
everybody.
1, it was the connective tissue.
Most everybody.
But 2, it was the switch up. It was, this isn't going to be, we're not continuing with Ralph Macchio's story. It's actually the story of the dude who got his ass beat. Right? We're doing that switch up.
What happened to him after that night he lost?
Daniel still exists in the universe, though. He's a drunk. He's a piece. You know what I'm saying? All this shit, right? So those 2, the connective tissue and the switch, got people there for day 1, right? But what continued to grow with Cobra Kai, because there were some people, I'm sure, that were like, that sounds funny, but there's a million TV shows that come out that didn't watch it, right? They didn't have time to, or I wanted to get to it but never could. What has continued to lead to Cobra Kai's success is word of mouth. There's people going, yo, this show's actually, or they say Cobra Kai, and they're like, oh, isn't that the one, the Karate Kid? And they go, no, it's fucking good. And then you watch it, right?
It's so unheard of on Netflix for a show to get 6 seasons. They're getting their 6th season.
Yeah.
It's a low-budget show that has good story, connective tissue, old fans,
YouTube,
new
right?
fans. It started on YouTube.
Yeah.
And see, but the deal with this is just like, when it comes to the movie, it's just going to be another Karate Kid, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, the original Karate Kid was a dope-ass film, right? I watched it when I was very little. My dad showed it to me.
That series.
It's
I
dope.
loved him as a kid.
Then you get to Jaden Smith's Karate Kid. It was
Dope.
cool.
That's my favorite.
I love Jackie Chan.
It's my
love
favorite.
Jaden Smith. It was very cool, too. It was different. I'm not going to put one over the other because they're different films, right? And they're set in different places with different everything.
Yeah.
I liked them both a lot. So, sure, would I like this movie? I'm sure. I feel like, honestly, we're kind of due for a renaissance on action kung fu type movies anyway.
Yeah, combat
we have
films.
John Wick.
Yes,
sure,
but does anybody want to see the same Karate Kid story retold again?
Like a 3rd reboot.
Yeah, a 3rd reboot of the same story.
And there was even the one that they did with the daughter, didn't they? I want to say they did like a throwaway. It was was it?
I'm gonna look this up while y'all discuss.
Was it
The third
Homegirl from $1 Million Baby? I want to say they did one. I don't remember. There was one they did with a girl too.
Well, there was. They've done quite a bit. I mean, there was. That was the next Karate Kid.
The next Karate Kid.
So they did the Karate Kid, Karate Kid 2, Karate Kid 3, the next Karate Kid, which is with a girl in 1994.
Right.
Wow, that complaint where they're like, now everyone just recasts with the woman role. No, we've been whatever. All right. And then the Karate Kid 2, the Jaden Smith one.
Yeah, see, Jaden Smith is my favorite one. I think that he does. I think his acting in that was
I didn't know there was
superb.
Another 3 movies after the first. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Jaden Smith's acting in that is fucking superb. He does a great job in that film, especially the "I Want to Go Home." That scene gets me every single time. The ending scene where he overcomes everything and is the champ. That is it's the scenes between him and Mr. Han as Jackie Chan's character. Great.
That one where he walks in and Jackie Chan's drunk. Destroying the
brilliant
car.
scene. Brilliant scene. I cry every time I watch Jaden Smith's Karate Kid. I think that it's great, but people love Cobra Kai right now. Cobra Kai is popular. Do they want to see a film that's not connected to it after it? I mean, do people want to see something that's not connected to Cobra Kai? Because that's what's popular. I don't know if that's what Sony's missing. I'm sure they are missing because they put Morbius out twice. So,
well, asses in the seats. I don't think this movie is. I mean, really, asses in the seats for a new standalone Karate Kid movie is really going to depend on casting, in my opinion.
But I also think story again.
Jet Li and Sean O'Malley.
Story though too.
Right. Well, no, but I'm saying
we've seen this story before.
But I'm just saying that'd
be like going to see the new Avengers film, and it's literally Infinity War.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. Yeah. I mean, Jaden Smith's Karate Kid got ass in the seats, right? So I'm sure if they do a good casting,
but hold on,
people will go
Smith's
see it.
Jaden Smith's film came out in 2011. That film came out in the 80s.
Yeah, it came out in fucking.
This
84.
is like a few years later.
Right,
you're doing the same thing again.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The only chance they have to get any asses in the seats, I think, is on casting.
Right.
But it's one of those movies that, like, I will not. I can tell you now, I won't go see it in theaters. Right. I'll watch it online somehow, or I'll wait until it hits a streaming service. But I will watch it. Right. You say, hey, it's the new Karate Kid. I'll be like, okay. I'm not paying to go see it in theaters.
I mean, I think if you're going to do something with the Karate Kid, I mean, because we seem to be in the era of prequels with this Mufasa film that Disney's announced. Do a Mr. Miyagi film. How did Mr. Miyagi become Mr. Miyagi?
That actually would be...
Show me a young Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to do something like that. I mean, if you're going to bring back this franchise, because to me, that was the difference in the 2011 Jaden Smith film and the 80s Karate Kid film, the years in between. It's only been, what is this? It's been 10 years.
But since. See, I'm going to say this too, though, and this is what's... It's not there yet, but it's going to start pissing me off. And it's going to start making me really annoyed. So we understand all the Star Wars stuff happens in the same universe, right? It makes sense. You know, we have the MCU. That's fine. DC's trying and failing at doing it. That's fine. We've talked about the Rock's CU today. We've talked about the Nintendo Cinematic Universe today. Yes. If everything has to be this interconnected, franchise, at one point I'm going to get tired of them. Because what made The Karate Kid good in the first movie and everyone loved it? It was a great standalone movie. Yeah. It was an open fucking book from beginning to end. It told a story. It didn't try to overcomplicate itself. It was a good story movie done. We can still have those kind of movies as well.
Right.
We can also have those movies. And I feel like that's a little bit lacking. It's lackluster here lately. Everyone just wants to reboot a whole franchise.
It doesn't seem like there's any original ideas anymore, especially coming out of Disney.
I think with all the afraid to take the risk. I think they need a sure thing for them.
Well, but also, go back in the day. Here's another deal too. Go back in the day and look at your Reservoir Dogs, your The Godfather, I mean, a lot of these movies. There's even some that were like kind of weird, kooky. The Fifth Element, things that they're not super high budget. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember if the first Godfather was super high budget or not. But they're not, especially not compared to today's time, right? No. And there's no powers, no crazy stuff, and they're really chill movies. But no one wants to make movies that inexpensive anymore. They can't make them that inexpensive anymore. And again, you don't want to take the risk.
Yeah.
We are a slave to the almighty dollar.
Yep.
And, it annoys me because... Fuck, some of these movies are so good.
Well, you know why else, too, is that you can't rely on DVD sales anymore. So it used to be that certain movies, it would come out.
Who talked about that recently?
It was on a podcast.
It was Mark Norman that said it.
Yeah, it was Mark Norman. Yeah, it was on the Protect Our Parks podcast. He was saying he was talking to
a lot of movies, let's say a movie comes out and let's say it's $100 million to make the movie. I'm just playing numbers here. The movie only makes $70 million in box office. It's today's time, that's a total flop, right? They're going to make another $80 million in DVD sales. So they just, boom, they made their money. They made enough that they could make another one of those shitty cult classic movies that didn't do that well. you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So everything has to be box office. It has to be.
It has to be box office. I
Big
mean, that's
deal.
why Marvel's not releasing Black Panther because there was a story going around this week saying that Black Panther was canceled. And I was like, what? So I clicked on the link. But it's canceled in France because France wants it to be in theaters for I think like half a year.
They have a law that all movies released have to be in theaters for like, a certain amount of time.
For a certain amount of time. But
service.
see, here's the thing: if you were to put that on streaming service, you know, now or whatever, that's getting pirated. It's the Black Panther film. It's going to get pirated. It's going to get sent all over.
Oh, that's a clear, good edit pirate.
Yeah, because it's straight off Disney Plus. Like that's going to be clear as
not
fuck.
Camera and the fucking.
Nah, bro. That's you're getting the film. Like you don't have to leave your house. So yeah. I mean, I definitely get that part. But yeah, I mean, I like the Karate Kids regardless of whose it is, Jaden Smith's or Ralph's. I like them all. I still think a Miyagi thing would be dope.
It would be.
Yeah, honestly, I liked that.
Yeah, I think that would be so dope.
I would go see that in theaters.
Yeah, there's so many good actors that you could get to portray. I don't want to throw Simu Lee in that just because he's already Shang-Chi, and I know he wants to. He said he wants to not be known as the karate guy every time one of these roles come up.
True.
So I definitely understand that. But
I was literally saying pick like a Jet. Like, does Jet Li ever do anything anymore?
I can't remember last time I saw Jet. Well, actually, I want to say here recently I saw a trailer for something.
But if he's going to be a younger,
but
I what I missed there when I was thinking about that was the Miyagi thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking for
the
teacher.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, that's that on Karate Kid. I mean, but you know, let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Are you thinking that a new Karate Kid from Sony would be successful? Are you thinking this is just Sony-in and that they're just trying to ride the hype of Cobra Kai and that it's not gonna be all that because the general audience is pretty connected to Cobra Kai, and since it's not gonna have anything to do with Cobra Kai, why do it? I am on the other hand here. I think that anything kind of with nostalgia, with some of these 80s things, this 80s resurgence that we're seeing going on right now, I think that that's great. People want to see it. So, but you know, let us know down below what you guys think about that. And that was our last topic there for the day. Were we have any comments there from anyone?
Sorry, I got caught up in Jet Li. He made some of my favorite action movies of all time. Son of a bitch. Okay, yeah, so I'm seeing here, I'm gonna say really it was Gray and Raymond. Raymond is saying that he loves Cobra Kai, but this last season was meh.
You know, I haven't watched it yet, Raymond. So
then,
thank you for that, because I may not.
Yeah, but I mean, I've heard good and bad. I mean, what's really weird is Cobra Kai, I didn't think it was gonna be, because I haven't seen a lot of it, I didn't think it would be nearly as successful as it is, because I don't ever really hear anything about it. I don't ever really hear good, bad, I don't even know anyone that watched it.
I hear a lot about it just from Twitter.
It's just, you know, a lot of people, you'll hear them
talk about it.
at work. A lot of times you'll hear did you see the new House of Dragon? Did you see, you know, oh my God, or are you watching this new Marvel show, or are you watching Andor? Or, you know, I remember it was big when Boba Fett came out. That was the, I kind of, when I noticed, I just started prying. Are any of you watching Boba Fett? But Mandalorian hits, everyone's talking about it, right? I've never heard anyone bring up fucking, Cobra Kai. And then we got, let's see here, Gray said Mr. Miyagi as the first Karate Kid would be badass. I agree. Darius had a good point there, way better than my suggestion earlier about a masked Spider-Man villain. Ricardo Woods said...
sell you on that hard.
Ricardo Woods said, just stopping by. What's good, y'all? Loving the content as always. And he said, personally, I fuck with this new season a lot. See, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. See?
I'm hearing good.
Appreciate you stopping by,
Raymond's
Ricardo.
opinion, not that I don't appreciate his opinion, but it's personal but I've heard nothing but good things review wise, but there are a lot of shows that everyone reviews really good and I'm like, that shit wasn't me, so
right.
I mean, you know.
I mean, you know, like I said, there's a lot going on, so many more things coming out. I mean, one thing that I will put out there for you guys is coming in October, well, actually, let me not say that yet. Let me just, because we still have to discuss some things too that are going to be coming up or content-wise and coming up in October that we have for you guys, things that we want to do. There's so much more. There's so much stuff coming up that I have slated on our calendar and just things like that. It's about to be a really good time over at
over on the channel.
You're about to drop some kind of Planet Fanatics exclusive.
I was.
I don't know what the fuck's going on in October.
I was about to drop something, but I'm not going to drop that just yet. So we're going to. There's a lot of things, like I said, that are going to be going on around here. Again, I say this just about every Sunday, but I don't know if you guys are seeing the changes are gradually happening with the live streams and the way that we're going to do things and how we're going to have different segments, the way that different things are going to work. There's just a lot. There's a lot that's about to be going on, and again, we appreciate all of you guys for ever being here and doing this with us, doing this weekly. This makes it definitely fun. I enjoy this so much. You guys are a fantastic community to be a part of. So, any closing thoughts there, Q? Any closing thoughts there, Trey? He texts me, so.
Is this going on air? Is this going on permanent video?
What?
This is gonna be so, guys. Here in about 2 weeks, I'm having a baby. So if you see,
Keep going. We're just having a bad thing real quick right now.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look at you distracting me. Anyway, yeah. So I'm having a baby in a little over 2 weeks time. So I'll definitely be here for next week's live stream. Maybe the one after that, probably. But you might notice my absence from the channel for a couple weeks, but I will be right back. I'm definitely going to be rocking with you guys for Wakanda Forever. We have a whole damn thing planned for that one. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm
pretty sure. Oh, you can keep going, but I'm pretty sure we're froze. But
oh shit.
Yeah, because it says no data.
Okay, well, I'll double check. Well, we're still rocking with Recast T'Challa. We're gonna go see it. We're gonna be a part of that. That's gonna be a big deal. It's probably because it's fucking hot now. But yeah. I mean, just keep rocking with us. We appreciate y'all.
Well, yeah, like I said, we appreciate you guys joining us this week, and we will be back with you guys next week, as always, for our live stream. And then with that live stream, we will be with you guys. I think there's, like I said, Tuesday we'll be with you guys for Clone Wars reactions, and we'll be back with you guys for episode 7 of Just Another Thursday with She-Hulk. There's so much coming on, but again, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys being here, and I hope that you guys, wherever you are, whatever you're doing today, that you have an awesome day that is filled with nerdy events, and that you guys are able to enjoy your day and love whatever it is you're doing. And as always, we appreciate you guys showing up with us, and we will see you guys in the next video.
We closed out.
Is everybody still in the chat? Do we still have people in the chat? We appreciate that. Thank you for the congratulations, Gray. Thank you for the congratulations, Raymond. You guys are dope. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the stream started lagging there at the end. It's pretty fucked.
What are you doing?
But
Are we still on?
We're still on. I was just saying bye to everyone. Letting the music play. Say bye. Anyway.